All right, I'm gonna roll over this bed.
Live from the hotel room. Yeah.
Here I am. All right. Good evening, friends. Welcome back to Boru Nation. We are doing our first board game stream this evening, and we are joined by the illustrious Jacob Stedham, who has kindly volunteered his beautiful face for the stream. I just realized I don't have the chat doc pulled up on OBS.
Back over you go or no?
No. We're just gonna pull the chat up on my phone. Oh, I'll send you the link.
Yeah, this is all new to me. I'm a first time stream ever, or of any sort.
Oh, nice. Are you nervous?
No, actually, not at all. But this was kind of my element. I play this game a lot, so yeah.
Okay, good. I sent you the link, so anybody that you want to participate can join.
All right.
And then we'll get the chat pulled up on my phone here. I'll put it in a place that we can both look at it. And that way... Yeah, gotta turn the volume off. Don't want any of that.
Yeah, feedback.
Feedback.
All right.
The best way for this. Oh, I'm gonna have
So what is there like a specific game that you normally stream a lot, Brian?
I normally stream League of Legends.
Okay, gotcha.
It's definitely
There
are very few opportunities in life to go all out competitive.
Right.
And not feel guilty about it.
Okay.
And League of Legends
that mentality.
is one of those opportunities.
All right, cool.
So it's one of the reasons why I love it. Plus the core values I decided that I wanted to build as part of my stream and as part of my community are lifelong learning and mental resilience.
All right.
League of Legends is an excellent opportunity to practice mental resilience.
Mostly resilience.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of learning.
There's definitely learning. I've got a coach. He's fantastic.
Oh,
He's going to be doing a stream with me on Saturday.
Yeah.
For the coaching session. It's also it's been a really good social opportunity for me. A lot of my best friends I met playing League, and I met them trying to just be a nice person.
Yeah.
Which in League of Legends, that's not what League of Legends is known for.
Right. That's not what. Yeah. Name the qualities of a League of Legends player. Yeah.
Yeah.
Friendliness and cheerfulness. Those are on the top.
No, they are not.
Yeah.
It is typically known for its very toxic community.
Right. Sure.
But I have this
But that's
working
cool.
theory.
Yeah, you got the opposite. Yeah.
Well, and I think it's kind of exacerbated by the fact that people really like. That's already set up. Please stop. I just want to see the chat. It's exacerbated by the fact that toxic is very emotional and very expressive.
Right.
And so it does really well on stream because somebody being toxic, they're going to be raging and angry and yelling and shouting. Right.
Yeah, so you're watching it for that. You're watching it for the drama.
So there's a lot of entertainment value in that. And, there's not as much when I'm just frantically typing to my teammates trying to pull their mental back up into a positive thing. We're we got to give up. Everything's doomed. I'm no, we can do this.
Right.
Yeah. So that's probably one of the biggest struggles is honestly just trying to counteract other people's negativity. Yeah. And I really think it's not actually that people want to be negative, right?
Sure.
People don't want to be frustrating. They don't want to be toxic players. They don't want to be angry all the time. That's not why we play games.
Yeah.
But League of Legends is a very frustrating game. There's 9 other people that you're playing with, and you can't control everything. And frustration is that wall when your choices abut against another person's choices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you feel powerless to do anything. And a lot of people don't know how to emotionally process that.
All right.
Right. And so that comes out as toxicity.
Sure. Okay.
And so a lot of when I stream League of Legends, it's hey guys, here's how we deal with these negative emotions.
All right. That's cool, man. You put a lot of thought into it. I like it. Yeah. I mean, it's great. But because you've thought a lot about the psychology of the game and what people are looking for and maybe how can you turn some of that toxicity around,
Yeah.
Cool.
I've had a lot of help with my own mental state over the course of my life. And so this is one of the avenues that I have to kind of share or pay it forward, right?
Yeah.
From all the people who've invested their time and energy and resources into me. Yeah. Plus, I just want League to be a more fun place to be.
For sure. Right. That seems more sustainable long term than, everybody just rage quitting it.
it's really interesting to look at like the player counts and player statistics because a lot of the data is available online.
Yeah.
And there's a pretty high turnover, right? There's a ton of new young blood coming in, and as people age out, I'm like a top 1%er in terms of age that actively plays League of Legends.
Yeah.
But no, like it's still one of my favorite games. Me and my brother and me and my dad, we played all the time.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of friends. Like I have one person who I'd never met in real life that invited me to their wedding, right? And wow. I also I think it's 4 prelude cards, and then you end up choosing 2.
Oh yes, I think you're right. But is this a prelude?
I don't think that's a
Yeah,
prelude card.
something else. There's a different card back. Yeah.
Oh, this is the solo rules,
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
which I don't think we're gonna need those.
You are right though. It is 4. Yeah, and then you pick 2.
And then you'll pick 2.
But you get I think you get you see your other stuff too, right?
Yes, yeah, you'll get to see. You get 2 corporations to choose from.
Yeah.
Is the way I play. I don't know if that's actually in the rules or not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, it's 2 corps. Yeah.
and then is it you start with a hand of 10 cards, but you have to choose to purchase them if you start with one of the advanced
Yeah,
corps.
exactly.
So here's those for you.
Cool. So are your viewers familiar with board games then?
That is a great question. So I pulled my Discord.
Yeah.
And there was interest in board games.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is definitely not anywhere they've ever come for it before.
Right.
Because like I said, this is the first board game stream that Board Nation has done.
Yeah.
I did, however, meet a bunch of people on the board game cruise
Mhm.
that were also interested, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, well, I'm here. I'm networking. I've met a lot of people. I made a lot of friends on the board game cruise. It's been a ton of fun. Like chatting with those people and keeping in contact with them. Like one guy, he and I were both studying Japanese, right? And so like we're trying to like send Japanese phrases to each other when we text each other. And I met this lovely couple from Sierra Vista, Arizona, which is where my sister lives.
Yeah.
And it just so happens they also have a son that lives in San Antonio.
Oh, okay. Cool.
He lived in Leon Valley.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you know where that is.
I do,
Because
yeah.
I have no idea where that is.
Yeah.
I know it's in San Antonio.
That's because you're a Puro South Side boy right now. You don't know about those North Side.
I don't know about the north side of San Antonio.
Leon Valley, and all that. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I know Leon Valley. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, that's cool though. Like that small world, like meeting folks that have ties to both where you live and where you are. That's cool.
Yeah. So that was super fun. And I don't think they're going to be tuning in tonight's stream, but they did promise to tune in tomorrow's stream.
Oh, okay.
And then they also have another son who lives in Corpus Christi,
Oh, nice.
and he tuned into my Dungeons and Dragons stream yesterday. All right, 2, and it's 10.
Yeah.
For this. So for those of you who don't know the rules of Terraforming Mars, the game itself was designed by I believe, Swiss chemist.
Oh.
So he got his PhD in either chemistry or chemical engineering, and he thought to himself, what would it take to actually terraform Mars? And then he made a board game about it. And so a lot of the things that are required are things that are scientifically feasibly required in order to terraform Mars.
Mm-hmm.
The game will end when we, as competing players, have raised the atmospheric oxygen level up to 14%. We've raised the median temperature at the equator to 8 degrees Celsius, and we have placed 9 ocean tiles onto the surface of Mars.
Yeah, that represents Mars is terraformed once all those thresholds are hit. Right? Still, yeah.
Once all those thresholds are hit, humans can just walk around. They should be able to breathe. They should be able to survive in the various temperature ranges. It would obviously still be really cold. 8 degrees Celsius is the median temperature at the equator at that point. I don't know why I'm shuffling these. I think this is my hand. I should probably take a look at my corporations and credit cards.
That's true. So I think that he studied that like that was kind of like the point at which the planet becomes livable. Like it starts to there's like a chain reaction that starts that like leads it to having an atmosphere and all those good things that we need. You know, to like water, big enough water to sustain life and all that on the planet. So yeah. I didn't know that history. I knew it was. I think it's 2 brothers that was on the game together, though, right? It's like Frisalius, like their name. I don't know how to pronounce their name. Oh, they just put the Jacob. Yeah.
That's your name.
That's great.
Did you design this movie?
In disguise.
I guess I can.
Are they this Swedish or Swiss? Swedish, I think, right?
Yeah, it's one or the other. I'm not sure. Frixalius? I have no idea.
I don't know either. Yeah, I'll have to dig into it because I love this game. I play it all the time. They have a really great digital implementation of this game as well. So if folks are into this game after this play, like you could also stream like playing it online. And
Oh,
there's a
nice.
very robust community of like players online as well. Right?
That is really nice.
I mean, I will say it has its quirks, right? The digital implementation. So there's probably like people that they're watching the stream that's me complimenting, they'd be like, no, it's garbage. Because it was really buggy for years. It's their bugs. And the developers are still active though. I mean, they work on it and make it better.
That is nice. You know, are the developers of the video game version, are they tied to the parent company at all? To the original?
I think so. I think there's a tie because I think the game is the designer has some say in the publishing of it, and I know that he's active in. Like he has some say in the development of digital. Of course, the most of the development of digital is all like software coding, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Make it work right. But yeah, I think he's active in there. Like he has some say in it as well, at least to see how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if they're still finding like obscure interactions, right? Like the way two guards play off of each other, that they have to go back to the designer.
There are like, I think that's the great thing. Like I think they put a lot of thought and design into this game. But then when it goes into like a digital implementation, then you get like so much data off of the play of it. So I think they learn a lot from it too. So I think maybe it's informed them for other content. There's like a lot of like expansions, like add-ons to this game. Yeah. So I wonder if it has informed them for that reason, right? Like, but yeah, beyond that, I'm not sure.
All right. Now, do we play our corporations first, or do we play corporation and then prelude and then decide how many cards?
Yes.
Right.
And you just have to be careful that you start with like how much I forget. Oh, you start with how much number cash your corp says. You got to be careful that you. The only thing I've seen like sometimes new players, they won't realize you have to pay for the cards, and sometimes the preludes you have to pay for them too. Like sometimes there's a cost to the prelude, and then they won't be able to like do everything. Yeah, brutal. But I think you actually play your corporation, and then you pay for your cards, and then the first round is like a
that's right.
There's like a zero round where like you play your preludes.
That's right.
So that's what happens is if you buy too many cards, you don't have any money, you can't afford your preludes, and you lose your prelude, which is brutal because the prelude's like a jump start to the game.
The preludes are so nice. I love the prelude addition to the game because it really just because Terraforming Mars, especially if you're playing with the corporate era cards, which is a set of extended cards that give additional victory conditions. It takes a long time because it's an engine building game. You have to, build up your economy, and then you start spending your resources to then accrue more resources with the next generation. And Prelude essentially just jumpstarts you. It feels like, honestly, 2 or 3 generations into the game.
For sure. Yeah, because it was an expansion they added on. And so normally you play your corporation and you just you start off with like a little bit of money. Because the theme of the game is we're terraforming Mars. We're also like competing corporations.
Yep.
So we're trying to be like...
He was going for realism.
Yeah, it was like capitalistic a little bit in there too. It's like, okay, we know it's not going to get done. Like, it's not going to be like the world's not going to come together and peacefully decide. A world government's not going to come in and say, okay, we're going to Mars. No, it's like we opened up contracts and bids, and there are different corporations that have different specialties. Like some are really good at cultivating greeneries on the planet, and some are really into science, and some are really into like pulling in asteroids for their resources. So you're trying to be the most successful and influential corporation on the planet. If you try not to think about it beyond that, like what's that going to happen? What's going to happen next? The corporation's going to be ruling the planet eventually, right? But which
would be a really good investment, if we're being honest.
Most definitely. So you play as a corporation, and you're trying to be the most successful, and you gain what they call terraforming rating, but it's kind of like your reputation as a company,
and it converts directly into money.
True. Yes.
Which we all wish would happen in real life.
Yeah. So you generate income based on like how well your company is doing during the game. So if you're doing well, so that helps. Yeah.
Okay. I was just looking up a rule, and it says the player who most recently won a game of Terraforming Mars is given the first player card.
Really? That's
and
it's a little bit of a.
I haven't played in the last 3 or 4 months. So if you've played any
definitely
games,
one more recently than that, because I think I played like a couple weeks ago online. Yeah, and I'm sure I probably won one of those games. Maybe at least.
We will pass the first player token over to you, and that means you have to reveal your corporation first.
Okay, it's corporation reveal. You get some income at the start of the game, it's based on your corporation.
It's based on your corporation.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay, so I am Foblog. So my deal is that I am like really into space programs, and especially I have a lot of influence in existing infrastructure and technology in space. So there's a resource in this game called titanium that is it represents titanium, but my titanium is more valuable. I get better value out of it. And that's kind of my special effect. There's this asymmetry, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So I actually start with some of that titanium, which helps me pay for certain space cards. And then I start with some cash as well.
Yeah, and this is probably a really good opportunity to go over kind of the resource management system of the game. There are 3 different colored cubes: copper, silver, and gold. Oh,
Yeah,
for some
some
reason
of
these
this.
got set over here.
Yep.
And these essentially just equivocates to numbers. So a bronze cube is worth 1, a silver is worth 5, and a gold is worth 10. So you'll see on his corporation card, it says he starts with 10 titanium and 23 money. They went really creative with the name. And
Some of those.
so he's going to then put onto his player board, which hopefully there's a decent shot of. Oh, no, our faces are covering up my player board. So I'll go ahead and pull my player board into the camera a little bit just for kind of the setup. Oh, wait, did that? Or is it just really far behind? Okay, it's just really for that happens.
Oh yeah.
Especially
Sure, yeah.
with
I noticed
we're
earlier
on,
when I was moving stuff around.
we're on hotel internet, right? So the
Right.
stream's going to be a bit behind where we're at.
Right.
Yeah. So each of these sections of our player board represents a different resource, and we will store values of resource in these areas using the gold, the silver, and the bronze cubes. Then underneath each of them with a brown background, this is our resource generation. So the game is played in what are called generations because it was theorized that it would take multiple generations of humans to finish terraforming Mars. Every generation, you generate income based on the various levels represented on your player board. So it becomes very important, especially in the early part of the game, to get as much resource generation going as you can. Again, it's an engine building game. So the more quickly you can get your engine running, the more effectively you'll be able to accrue your resources as the game continues. So, you really
Yes,
like
sir.
spinning titanium.
Yeah, I'm all about that titanium, and ideally titanium production, which we don't start with. I don't start with any, but my titanium is more valuable, so I'll be looking for those cards during the game or ways to accrue titanium.
Oh, yeah. I am going to start Ecoline,
Yeah,
which, should give me some social credit.
Yeah.
I'm being environmentally conscientious here. So, Ecoline starts with 2 plant production, which was one of those resource areas on the player board. And you start with 3 units of plants. So, when I place that onto my board, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my plant generation, I'm going to move it up to step 2 to indicate that I have that 2 plant generation. And then I'm going to take 3 plant units and place that on my board. I also start with 36 money,
yeah.
which is a very nice amount.
I have those bags and put those off the side, make a little more space. It definitely is a table hungry game. Like,
It
there's
is.
a lot going on. Oh yeah, because we're gonna need room for all of our cards and all that too once we start.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make a little more room up here and put these tiles. Something not block anything, and I think it's gonna.
And this is a crude setup here for us.
For sure.
Again, I'm on the road. Jacob's here with me.
Mhm.
We're doing good work up here, and so this is not going to be this is also the first board game stream, so you'll have to forgive us.
We'll work out
Especially
the kinks.
Jacob had no decision making here.
Yeah,
He
I
just showed up.
pulled in, yeah. All right.
All right.
Let's see. So these can go right now. That's the reference cards. I'll figure it out. I'll remember. I was telling Brian that I play this online mostly. I did start off playing it in person, like before I started playing it digitally. Played it with friends, some really great friends in Germany. We played this game together. And then I love the game. I went to there used to be a convention in San Antonio that I went to and played at a tournament. It was great, and they were like, "You got to play online. Like, it makes you so much faster, so much better. You just get more experience all the time." So I haven't played in person in a really long time, actually. So I was thinking about like, man, I got to do all this stuff in myself, and like counting my resources and remember the production, all that stuff. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure I'll forget things because you have to keep track of a lot more. Though, it's nice because the computer, the AI, whatever, takes care of all that stuff for you. The software takes care of it for you. Now, I will say, like the digital version, you don't want to play against the AI that they build for the. It's not true AI, right? But
Mm.
the computer opponent is terrible. It's a good way to learn. If you're trying to learn the game, it's like perfect. But eventually you'll get to the point where you'll just smash it every time. It's like it's too easy. Just because there's too many decision points in this game, right? It's like hard to create an effective, artificial opponent in this game because there's just so much to do, so many choices to make along the way that they can kind of make like a ripple effect as you play as well. I'll put these extra gold ones up there. Let's see how much room it does.
Okay.
The silvers are 5, right?
Silvers are 5.
Cool.
Now that we've both declared our corporation, starting with the first player, we're going to declare how many cards we're keeping.
Yes.
Now, if this is your first time playing the game, you'll often start with what's called a basic corporation, which I separated out intentionally so that I could show them. A basic corporation. And a basic corporation, you start with a good amount of money, 42 money, and you start with 10 cards, and you get to keep all 10 of those cards. The premise being that you probably have no idea what you're doing, and so the game's going to be a little bit more forgiving. Now, once you've played the game a few times, you actually have to spend 3 money for every card that you want to keep, and that's true for the rest of the game, even for the beginner corporations. But for the advanced corporations, which we're both playing with, you pay 3 money for every card that you keep from the beginning of the game. So we have to declare how many we're keeping, and then we have to pay to actually keep those cards.
Thematically, they call it the cost of research. Like you're researching these cards that you're going to play, these projects. Mm-hmm. So there's a cost, and so sometimes with new players, there's a balance you have to strike. If you, a lot of times the cards are really cool, and you're like, I want this card, but you'll spend a lot of money researching, like getting the cards into your hand, and you haven't actually played them. You'll spend all your economy buying cards, and you won't actually be making anything. So you have to be kind of strict on what you decide to take and try to pick a lane and stay in it, right?
Yeah,
is what the advice I'd give to new players. Don't draft too many in the beginning. Like, so I'm the start player. I drafted 5 cards out of the 12 that were originally offered, and I try to find synergies between the cards with my corporation and all that. But I do have to pay for those, so that's 15, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll take my 3 silver cubes from my money from the start, and I'll put that back in the bank. So I'm really like money poor for the first gen.
You are money poor, but titanium can be spent as money for cards with the space tag, which is indicated on the player board.
Yep.
Oh, interesting. My phone now appears in the stream. I don't remember giving permission for that. That's all right. That's just so we can see the chat. I'm going to be keeping 6 cards, so I have to spend 18 money. So I'm going to go ahead and spend 20 and get 2 back.
As Ecoline,
as Ecoline, I have a lot more cash.
Mega credits. Mega credits is what they're calling this game. Because that's the money of the future.
Oh, is that what it's actually called?
Mega credits.
I've just always called it money.
Yeah. You thought inflation was bad now. Well, they're calling them mega credits. That's how you know it's gone off the rails.
Yeah. And to be fair, this is expenditure at the level of planet terraforming corporations.
Right.
So maybe it makes sense that we have a few zeros behind every dollar that we spend. Wonderful. All right.
I think so. Are we ready for my first turn? Or where are we at?
Yeah. So now that we have declared our corporations, declared how many cards we're keeping, we're going to start with the prelude rounds.
Oh,
so with the prelude rounds, again, this jump starts the game. It essentially just gives both of us a really big bonus. Oh, hey, camera.
Oh, it's like it's kind of tilting over.
Hey, there's 2 of us. So if you could keep track of both of us, that'd be great.
You have a name for your camera. You're a little tracking camera.
I should give him a name.
It kind of has a personality, because it's got 2 little like the cameras, I guess.
Yeah,
the lights.
Well, so no, the green thing that's the gesture detection center.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you can see. So now I should be able to get it to zoom in, which it registered the command and is not doing. Well, so I obviously don't understand.
Still learning.
Yeah,
technical difficulties.
We're getting used to each other. All right.
All right.
But we'll get there eventually.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and play your first.
Okay, cool. So the first card I play is called UNMI Contractor. So
if you wouldn't mind putting it directly in front of.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. So here we are. So it's UNMI Contractor. So what this does, there are tags in this game. So this is kind of important to me, and we'll see why later. But it has an Earth tag on it. Doesn't really do anything for me. They just sometimes tags are important for other cards. It raises my terraforming rating, which is that kind of like that indicator of how successful your company is, and it's part of your final score. It raises it by 3. So I take my little blue marker and I go from 20 to 23. And then I also get to draw another a research card for free. So I get another project. I'll get to put it to my hand. That's my first prelude card. And then there are going to be a lot of cards in this one, right? So the second card is Metal Rich Asteroid. So this is simulating like I brought an asteroid down from space and collided with Mars, and I got all the resources fine, right? So when the asteroid collides with the planet, it raises the temperature by 1 step. So when that global parameter goes up, I also go up 1 on the terraforming rating track. And then additionally, I get some resources that I took from that asteroid. So the main reason I played this is I get even more titanium, which is valuable to me. And I get a little bit of iron as well, which helps with building cards. All right, so I'm going to get 4 of those as well. So that helps my kind of initial money to spend on projects. All right.
Yeah. And building cards are indicated by one of those tags that Jacob had mentioned. They have a very wow. The camera just really likes me.
All right, it's infatuated.
It said in the all right. Hey, okay. This is what we'll do. We'll try and get it to start. Hey, can you please acknowledge? All right, acknowledge the command. You saw it blink last time,
You guys
right?
are like a married couple, the two of you.
Hey, buddy, come on. Right? Is it still following me even? Because I think what I did was I actually deactivated the
So
motion
it's kinda
tracking.
like set.
So it's set. So if I mean,
does it need to be physically moved? Or
well, I mean, we could just like shift the laptop a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
It should be.
I can do that.
All right.
As long as it
and
doesn't
while that's
interfere.
happening, I guess I'll go ahead and play my prelude cards. My first is called Nitrogen Shipment. It's a little bit of a
It's tight.
text piece.
Okay, so let's go. Maybe if I do this.
Yeah. Well, and you can even rotate it a little bit. Like
the other way.
that screen is there just for us. Well,
Gotcha.
no, because you want to catch more of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to rotate. No, that you're catching.
Am I going the wrong way? Whoops.
Yeah.
All right, it's throwing me. All right, yeah. I was right that first time.
There we go. Yep, that's perfect.
That better?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, that's much better.
All right.
That'll keep both of us more centered. So nitrogen shipment also gives me 1 TR rating, which is indicated by the symbol. It gives me 1 plant production, which again, I'm being eco-friendly.
For
you know,
sure.
I care about the trees,
Nitrogen.
and I get 5 extra money,
Nice.
which is wonderful.
Kind of wishing I had some of that money right now. So not all cards you can use titanium or iron for, right? So
Yeah.
I'm looking at my hand like, why did I do that?
Well,
We'll see.
hopefully the titanium pays off for you. It's
think
funny
it will.
because you've effectively got three mega credit of value by drawing the card,
Mhm.
but it's a crapshoot. You have no idea if it
Yeah,
works
it's
well with the
blind.
other cards or
Yeah.
not.
So like the thing I got is not great, but we'll see. It depends what happens. Yeah.
Yeah. This is tough. These are both really good.
Oh, well, you're choosing right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you're cheating a little bit. That's fine. I'll let it slide.
Wait, cheating a little bit.
Well, not really. We're supposed to pick them before you see what I play. You know what I mean?
Oh, well,
While you
so I
choose
think
them.
the way it's supposed to work is you're supposed to play one, and then I play one, and then you play your last one, and then I play my last
Well,
one.
what I mean is like in the initial phase when we were picking our cards, you pick the preludes and you throw you
Oh.
throw the other 2 away.
No, this is the one that I had picked.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair, I was tempted to take another
Yeah.
card called Donation. So
Right, which is just a bunch of cash.
right, so it's either a bunch of cash or a bunch of money generation.
Yeah.
I think this early in the game, money generation is going to be really good for me.
Yeah, the reason why they have you pick your 2 preludes before you see the other players is because after you see the other players, once you really know the game, you can kind of get an idea of, is this going to be a long game or a short game? And then you could then kind of choose based on the other players, so that would give an advantage. Like especially in a larger player game, you would get to see like the first, second, third player when you're the 4th.
Yeah.
And you could be like, oh, I was going to play this, but now I'm going to play this instead.
No, I'm going to play this.
So you're supposed to choose independently, but not a big deal. It doesn't make a huge difference, especially in a friendly game. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, these prelude cards, we're never going to really interact with them again. I'm going to stack them in front of myself in my play area like this, because the only important part remaining is these tags that other cards might interact with as the course of the game goes on. So I'm going to keep them in front of myself so that the tags are visible, but keeping them as compact as possible, because as Jacob has already said, this is a very space-hungry game. We're going to be putting a lot onto this table, and so we want to make sure that we leave ourselves room for everything that we need, especially because we're playing with the corporate era cards, which means there's going to be a lot more cards played before the end of the game, and a lot of them have permanent game-adjusting effects that we get to interact with as the game continues. So now we will we'll begin the normal play of Terraforming Mars, which is Jacob will take up to 2 actions as the first player. An action consists of any one of the standard projects which are listed on the side of the board, which includes selling cards, building a power plant, increasing the temperature of the at the equator, building or pulling up an ocean, building a greenery, which in and of itself will then increase the oxygen level on the map, which again gives you more TR rating, or building a city, which will increase your money income. Now, these standard projects are actually terribly inefficient ways to get all these resources. If you find projects, research projects in the deck that give you those same resources, it'll be much more cost effective.
Mhm.
But sometimes you really need one more power generation in order to play some of your cards. So you can play, he gets 2 actions. He can choose from one of the standard projects or play a card from his hand. And he can play 1 or 2. He doesn't have to commit 2 actions every single time.
Yep.
And once he has passed while playing no actions, he is no longer allowed to play for the rest of the generation.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and start.
Perfect. Great rule explanation. Good for me too. Like I said, it's been a minute. All right. So the first card I'm going to play is Earth Office. So in this game, there are 3 different kinds of cards, and the color kind of is what differentiates them. The blue cards that have this banner here in blue, they give you an ongoing effect. So this is something, usually you set your blue cards to one side so you can kind of remember these are all the ongoing bonuses I have. The cost of the cards in the top corner, so that costs me 1 mega credit. So I'm going to take from my supply and pay it back to the bank. And now, from now on, if there is an Earth tag, then I get a discount on it of 3 mega credits. So I just subtract 3 from the cost in the top corner, and that's what I pay for the card. So that's what I'm going to play there. And then for my second action, I'm going to immediately take advantage of that Earth tag discount to play Nuclear Zone. It usually costs 10, but I subtract 3 with the Earth Office. So I pay the rest of my mega credits, which is 7. This lets me place a special tile, which is the Nuclear Zone tile, and it raises the temperature. So basically, I simulated a nuclear blast on the planet's surface, raised the temperature 2 degrees. I do lose some victory points at the end of the game because it's not probably the most sustainable way to heat the planet, right?
Yeah.
Just like set off a nuke every time you want to raise it a little bit, right? But a few things happen there. So when I raised the temperature twice, I hit a benchmark, which allowed me to increase my heat production. So I'm going to bump that up 1. So there's sometimes advantages. You hit certain thresholds, you get something out of raising the global parameters, right? I also get to place a special tile somewhere on the board. So I think where I'm going to place it is right here. Keep taking advantage of my titanium, because when I place this tile, I get the things that are shown on the board. So I get a titanium and I get a plant as well. So I'm going to put that right there. So I'll take a credit, one of these bronze cubes, the bronze, I guess, to represent those items. And yeah, that's it. Oh, I also raised, because I raised the temperature twice, I raised my terraforming rating twice as well.
Yeah, so that card kind of neutralizes itself out. You do get the 2 TR, which is very useful because that's going to increase his mega credit generation at the start of every new round. But he does lose those 2 victory points at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So it neutralizes itself out in terms of victory points, but it does give you increased mega credit production.
Yeah, I guess I should add too, you probably noticed this one has a different color to the card. It's green, which means that there's no ongoing effect. Like it's a one-time thing. Stuff happens and then it's done. You don't get an ongoing benefit like the Earth Office. I get a discount on Earth tags from here until the end of the game. With Nuclear Zone, I play it. I keep it in my player area because the tag can matter. So it still stays face up, but it doesn't have an ongoing effect. So usually you can cover most of that card except for the tag. Tags are super important because they interact with other cards, and we'll see that in a second. I'll play on my next turn.
I do actually have a question for you based on how they implemented this in the video game stage.
Yeah.
Because in the rules it says that whenever you place a tile on the map, you do have to place it adjacent to something that you've already played.
That is partially true. So when you place a greenery on the board, it has to be adjacent to an existing tile.
Okay.
Any other tile that you place on the board can be anywhere. So this is a comment like overlooking the rules because the greeneries have to be. So from now on, I am supposed to mark this tile as I own this.
That's what I was going to ask, is if you were supposed to mark that you place that.
Remember, I play this online, so I forget stuff sometimes. I'm like, you have to mark your tile. So I'm the owner of that Nuclear Zone. If I plant greeneries from going forward, it has to be adjacent. But if I wanted to build a city, you can build cities anywhere. If I play another card that allows me to play another special tile, like a Nuclear Zone tile, I can also place that anywhere on the map. It's only the greeneries, because I guess the idea is like you're cultivating the area around
your nuclear
tile.
wasteland.
Exactly, right. Maybe it doesn't match up exactly, but hey, There's greenery in Chernobyl.
This,
It's beautiful in the springtime.
so I've heard. I was not allowed to visit when I was living in Ukraine.
Oh no!
So
Oh, this is a great card for Eco Line. I'm I'm jealous.
it's very nice. So I'm going to go ahead and play Arctic Algae. Now up here in the top left, you'll see that there's a lot of cards will have requirements in the top left. In order to play the card, you have to meet certain conditions. If it has a red background, it means you have to not have met that condition yet. So in this case, it says that if the temperature is above negative 12 degrees Celsius, which is being tracked by this thermometer over here, I would no longer be able to play this card. So it's a very strong card to get early, especially because, I'm going to get maximum value out of this card. Anytime somebody plays an ocean, for the rest of the game, I will have 2 plant units. Which, again, I'm focusing on the environment because I care.
Yeah, and you get a plant as well.
I do also immediately get a plant.
Nice. Which is pretty good. But you got a few. Your whole benefit is you build greeneries for less than you normally. Did you explain that earlier?
I did not know because I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my corporation's effect, typically it costs 8 plant units in order to build a greenery. For me, it's only going to cost 7. So getting increased plant units and increased plant production becomes really important. Now, it's interesting. One of the only ways to interact with other players in this game is typically through plant units.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of ways to damage another person's economy. There's not a lot of ways to affect what they have going on their board. The most common way that you can do this is by destroying other people's plant units. So,
right.
Okay, hold on. You adjusted the camera.
I tell you, is it a he or she, the camera? First?
I think it's a he.
Okay, well, he loves you.
He's all about you. All right, hey, buddy. Okay, can we stop? All right, we literally physically moved you.
For sure.
Okay.
And also,
my face is over here now. Yeah. Why are you not tracking me?
Every so often, it's just a little wink over there. Because it's like tilted right now from our perspective.
Yeah, I don't know. Please forgive us our technical difficulties.
Is there? Do you want to? Is there anything you can do? We're just gonna live with.
We're just gonna live with like your right shoulder and part of this bed frame. I guess.
Sure. I'm in a little bit now. All right.
Okay.
Cool.
So 12 mega credits for Arctic Algae, and then I'm going to spend 11 mega credits, which is the rest of my mega credits, for nitrite reducing bacteria. Okay. Now, this is another type of blue card. So both the ones we played so far just have permanent passive effects that are in effect for the rest of the game. This one has 2 of these red arrows, which indicates that it's actually an actionized blue card. This means it provides me an extra action that I can do on my turn instead of playing a card or completing one of the standard projects, or claiming a milestone reward, which we'll talk about when we claim our first milestone reward, because I assume you don't need an explanation for that.
I don't, but I'm glad you reminded me.
Yeah.
I was not thinking about that.
Yeah, it's something that people don't often think about, and it is important to understand at the beginning of the game, but when you're playing with new players, the milestones and awards, they go over people's heads until they actually become relevant. Yeah. Okay, so especially the awards. Yep. But so each of these red arrows represents an action that I can take using this card. The first one is for the cost of nothing, I gain a bacteria. Or the second action is I can pay 3 microbes in order to increase my terraforming rating 1 step. So it also has the additional effect that I immediately place 3 microbes onto this card.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you get to take advantage of it immediately, basically.
Yeah, so on my next turn, I'm obviously going to be using that action to increase my TR. Cool. But that is my 2 actions, and so play passes back over to Jacob.
Yep. All right, and then for mine, I'm going to play Miranda Resort. So what this card does is it allows me to increase my mega credit production. So, and for every Earth tag that I currently have in play. So I have, you guys remember I played Earth Zone and Nuclear Zone last round. That's 2 Earth tags, plus my corporation has an Earth tag as well. So I'm going to pay for that first before I forget. It costs 12, but it does have this handy space tag, which means I can spend titanium for it. And the titanium for me is more valuable. So instead of 3 mega credits, it translates to 4. So in this case, nice even multiple there. I'm going to play 3 of my titanium to pay for the Miranda Resort. And now I'm going to get the benefit, which is increasing my mega credit production by 3 because I have 3 Earth tags in play right now. So very nice for me to get that mega credit production up. And I think I'll go ahead and do a second action, which is playing a red card. So this is the 3rd type of card. Blue cards are ongoing effects. Green cards are a one-time card, but you keep it showing because the tags matter. Red cards are events. So they have tags, and you benefit from the tags. But after the event is resolved, you play it face down in your player area. You don't get any benefits ongoing from it. You don't get any benefits from the tags either. If there are victory points, you still might get those. You still will get those victory points at the end of the game, but that's it. So in this case, this has the Earth tag, so I get that discount from the Earth office, which means it costs 3. It's a titanium card too. I'm out of mega credits, so I'm going to take, even though my titanium is 4, I'm going to go ahead and pay it for 3 just to get the effect. And then what happens when I play it is my heat production goes up one more step, so I'm at 2 now on heat production, and I get 3 heat as well. So I'm going to add those to my player board.
Yeah, and honestly, we could not have scripted this game better if we had tried, because this is a perfect example of, yes, his titanium is worth a certain amount of money, but you don't get change back when you spend the alternate resources in order to develop
I don't
cards.
get like a fourth of a titanium back or whatever, right? For that one that I overpaid. But for me, it's worth it because this is a production. It means I get more heat ongoing in the game. So I'm just going to go ahead and like eat that inefficiency a little bit rather than wait. And then that's it. I did 2 actions.
Okay.
So over to you, Brian.
So we'll come back over to me. Now, in order to indicate, and I'm going to bring this back over more readily into the camera here. In order to indicate that I've used this action this generation, I'm going to place one of my colored player cubes onto this blue card. I'm going to use the second action available to me to spend 3 microbes in order to increase my TR rating 1 step. And this player cube, each of these actionized blue cards can only be used once per generation, once per round. And I keep looking at this camera as if this is the one that's your faces, but it's over there. So the one that's like stalking me,
you
right?
gotta give him a name.
Yeah.
He's gonna keep it. He's gonna keep it.
I think I'm gonna name him Roberto.
Okay. All right, Roberto. We'll see you. You see him mostly.
Yeah, you see me mostly. I didn't know Roberto and I were this tight.
Yeah.
We've only known each other for a few days.
Oh, is that new?
Yeah, so
fresh.
With the when I was coming back from the dice, one of my New Year's resolutions was to become much more dedicated to the stream, because I feel like, again, right, I feel like there's a lot of people who really supported me with this channel and with this endeavor, and it's part of my appreciation for that. I'm trying to give them actually good content, right? Like before, I was playing League of Legends, and I was like trying to like give mental health tips and stuff like that. But now I'm trying to. There's a lot about streaming, around streaming that I had kind of ignored. Yeah. Right. My Twitch page is very bland. I had kind of like crappy camera, right? And so I'm putting a lot more of my own time into building the infrastructure. I have an editor now. So we're going to be posting all the content up onto YouTube as well. And then we're also going to be making video edits for more palatable bites.
Oh, man, you're stepping up your game.
Yeah, I'm stepping up. And it's all for them, right?
Oh,
it's all for the viewers. That's because they deserve it.
Oh, man, honored to be your first board game guest.
Yeah, first board game guest. This is fantastic.
This new era.
New era.
What's your channel called?
It's called the Boru Nation.
The what nation?
Boru Nation.
Okay.
So my name is Brian Baru.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. I was named after the last king to unite all of Ireland.
All right.
He died in about 1004 AD.
All right.
And my favorite Brian Baru story is that when his father and then his older brother died and he inherited the kingdom, he wrote a letter, to the various cities and principalities saying, "Hey, I'm your king now."
Yeah.
And specifically, he wrote one to the city of Munster. And the city council of Munster wrote back and said, "We don't recognize you as our king."
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're not really our king. Like your dad, he came in, he conquered us. That was cool, but like, yeah. And so he showed up with his entire army to the city of Munster, and the city council came out into the street and they bowed to him and they said, "We're so sorry. You're totally our king. It was our mistake. We should have realized it from the beginning."
Flex on him. That's where Game of Thrones, like somebody just trying to get uppity, and you got to roll up on them a little bit with the show of force. Yeah, dragons. Maybe
maybe they had dragons. Yeah. But even though I only took 1 action, I am now going to pass back over to Jacob.
Yeah. An Irish dragon is terrifying to think about.
Oh my god. They'd be drunk all the time.
Yeah.
Lose control of those flames.
Right. Out of control. The whole nation's going out. All right. So I think I'm done for. I had no money, mega credits, I should say. I do have a lot of titanium, but sadly I didn't have that many space cards in my hand. So
not sad for me.
I know. It is good for you right now because there's going to be an interesting dichotomy in this game because like Brian was saying, there are a lot of cards that interact, but a lot of them are just torching plants.
Just torching
So I'm going to be looking for those, especially because most of those are space cards. So It's gonna be like Ecoline when they see Foglaw come out, they're like, oof.
Yep.
Yeah, it hurts a little bit.
We are bitter.
I've been there before, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we're definitely on opposite end of the spectrum. It's gonna be good to see how it plays out. So I'm gonna pass for this generation. So for Gen 1, I'm all done. And we're gonna see what happens on the next generation. Maybe the next one will, carry the torch forward.
So now, if I had any resources left, this would be a beautiful opportunity for me to accelerate my gameplay without having to worry about any interference.
You can do whatever you want.
Unfortunately, I am completely out of resources, so I'm also going to pass for the generation.
Yeah.
So there are a few things that happens. First, this is the generation marker of the game. It's mostly important for solo play because there is a 14 generation limit for solo play to see how many points we can get. But it does just help kind of distinguish how far we've progressed into the game.
Yep.
Now we're going to enter what's called the generational research phase. Both Jacob and I will draw 4 cards. Do you remain the first player into the second generation?
No, it should. I think it alternates.
Okay.
It moves around the table, but in 2-player it'll just alternate.
Yeah.
But I think we do an income phase first, right?
Oh, does income happen before?
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have passed those cards. Too.
Yeah.
Because you have to pay for the new cards.
So it says turn order phase first. First player moves.
Yep.
Research phase. You buy cards to hand at 3 mega credits per card. Oh, production phase happens at the end of the generation.
Oh, at the end. So we should produce. Yeah.
So we will produce, and then
I'm on the same wavelength, just a little bit different the way they present it. So we get to produce all these resources based on our production level, which like I increased my mega credit production level. Brian inadvertently increased it. So this is like the biggest complaint about this game is like out of the box. Is these player boards. You were doing a great job of showing it off, but you probably don't want to touch it ever again.
Now I never want to move it back over.
Because already, I don't think you're at 6 mega credit production.
I am absolutely.
Are you?
At 6 mega
Oh,
credits
God, you did that? I didn't see that card.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, you have to be careful if you bump the board. So one of the number one things people that play this game a lot, they pimp it, is overlays for the board.
Oh, yeah.
Keep
especially if they had little cube inserts.
Yeah,
okay. Right? Because imagine I'm over here with 4 money production. I jostle my card a little bit.
Oh, yeah. It wrecks it. And the thing is, you got stuff all over. You got production on all these, and you have resources, and if it's like a big jostle, it just becomes a mess.
Yeah.
So that was the one, the game is great. The gameplay of this game is great. There's a couple complaints about the production. One is that so people fix that with overlays. There are better boards that are dual layered where your cubes set in there. But that's the one thing that could ruin the game because you're like, I don't remember what my production was, how much money I had in each little spot and all that stuff. So all right, cool. Yeah, I forgot. You're banking over there. I'm glad I increased mine a little bit. I had to keep up with you.
But you also got a lot of TR this round.
True. Yeah.
So the mega credit production is actually a sum of your terraforming rating plus your actual money production. So I'm actually only going to get 28, and I believe Jacob, you're going to end up with a little bit more than that.
I get 29 because my terraform rating's at 26, and then my mega credit's at 3. So let's do 5, 10, 15. And smaller units are usually better because you end up doing a lot of chain banking. So and then you just go across the board 0, 0, 0. You get some green.
I've got plants. 3 greenery production, which is really nice.
Yeah,
it means that even if you do
bomb them,
bomb
your plants.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get a greenery out on the board first.
And I have heat production. That's it. So heat and a lot of money.
So we'll go ahead and do this research, and then I'm going to go a little bit over some placement rules. We talked a little bit about the idea that when you place a tile, you get whatever is depicted on the tile space. There's a couple of other placement rules that you should keep in mind when you're putting things onto the board. First, if you do place anything next to an active ocean tile, you get 2 money for every active ocean tile next to whatever you've placed. So you can see some of these blue reserved ocean tiles on the map. Only oceans are allowed to place there unless a card specifies otherwise. When an ocean does exist on the map, placing anything next to it results in 2 money for every adjacent ocean tile. The second thing to consider, greeneries themselves are worth a victory point at the end of the game. Cities are also worth victory points at the end of the game, but their value is dependent on the number of adjacent greeneries, unless specified otherwise on the card. So it becomes really critical to build your greeneries around where you want to build cities in order to maximize your victory points at the end of the game. So I'm going to take a quick look at my cards here.
Yeah, what we're doing right now is it's in between generations. We get a new research phase. Brian gave us 4 cards from the deck, and we're deciding we're drafting now, or are we just
Yeah.
we're gonna draft.
Oh, I was just going to decide.
We're just deciding.
Declare. Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 ways to play. It's like an optional rule.
Interesting.
Is that you can draft on this, and I think we should. I agree with maybe not draft because it draws it out the game a little bit. But you can draft in this research phase. So what you can choose to do is like I pick 1 card, and then we switch.
Oh.
You pick 1 card, I pick 1 card, we switch, and then we pick our second, and then third and fourth. It does add link to the game, but it also allows you to have some say. Like it takes the luck out of it a little bit. Sometimes you get like a really nice draw, and but it speeds the game up, especially for new players. It speeds it up to not draft. It can be overwhelming playing this game for the first time because there's so much stuff on the cards, so much information you're learning for the first time. When I play with new players, I don't draft because they're already overwhelmed. Also, drafting benefits the players that know the game.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
it is really interesting in that it adds another strategic decision point.
Yeah, exactly.
To the game.
With the experienced players, it's great. So it's up to you if you want to draft or not. But
I think tonight we'll just do decisions.
Speeds it up a little bit.
Speed it up a little bit.
Okay, I'm good with that. So then I'm just deciding how many I'm gonna pick for that. So I am choosing. I mean, you can just kind of do this independently, right? Because I'm researching. I'm taking 2 cards. I still have to pay the research cost of these, which is 3 mega credits per card. So before the gen even starts, I have to pay 6 for those 2 cards that I'm deciding to keep and put into my hand.
Yeah, I think I'm also going to be keeping 2 cards. Yep. It's a shame. I really liked one of the cards that I had to discard, but
what was it?
I mean, it's fine.
We don't have to go into too far into it, but yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, Shuttles is a fantastic card. It gives a similar effect to...
I would love that card, too.
Yeah, you would love this card.
Yeah.
It gives a very similar effect to the Earth tag, right? Any space tag becomes cheaper. However, I don't have a lot of titanium production. I don't have any power generation that I can really sacrifice. And I can't play this card until the atmospheric oxygen is at 5%. We're still pretty far away. It's probably only going to take 1 or 2 generations. But my money is really scarce right now. I can't exactly afford to throw 3 mega credits away for a card that I'm not going to play for 3 rounds.
No, that's super smart. I would definitely throw that card. That's a good decision. Like a new player might be like, "Oh, that's a great card," but you have to hold it for so long.
Yep.
You're just eating that research cost. If it came out right as we were like 3, 4, 5%, perfect card, right? But sometimes you just have to, throw it away. Just let it go.
Throw it away.
Yeah.
Let it be done.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Brian, you're up first this time, so I think we're ready, right? We don't do anything else.
Nope. We've moved up the generation marker. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I forgot as part of the production step of the last round to remove my red cube to indicate that I have this action available to me. So the first thing actually that I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Olympus Conference. So for 10 money, this means anytime I play a card with a science tag, I get to either put a science cube or science resource onto this card, or remove a science tag or a science resource to draw a card. And it is activated by its own science tag.
Yep.
So
yeah, that's the cool thing about pretty much every card in this game. Like one thing that's the kind of uniform is that generally when you play a card, it takes place immediately, and you get that effect even for the card you played. So like because it has space tag, you get a resource on it. It's kind of how it works. So that's cool.
It is very.
That's a great card. I love that card. It's card draw in this game is really strong too because you get just more cards, get to see more things,
get to see more things. And every card you draw is effectively 3 mega credits, right? Yeah. And especially towards the end of the game when our engines are really built.
Yep.
The problem is no longer can I pay for all the cards in my hand. It's I have more money than I have cards in my hand, and I need additional things to spend them on. For my second action, I'm actually going to go ahead and pay 7 plants in order to build a greenery, because I'm almost positive that Jacob now has a card in his hand that he can afford that might destroy some of my plants. So I'm going to go ahead and place a greenery here, and this is going to give me 2 steel. Which is like titanium, a resource, an alternate currency used for some specific cards.
So when you place that greenery, you raise the oxygen level, right?
I do raise the oxygen level, which then gives me a TR.
That piece, so that's great. That's why greeneries are so good. Ecoline is a really nice core, but you can't slow them down because effectively he's getting he's raising the oxygen level, which is a victory point essentially, but terraforming rating. The greeneries are worth points, and potentially if you put a city next to it, it's worth another point as well. So that's really nice.
I do need to take a moment to shout out Solo Gary, who is subscribed.
Oh.
Solo Gary, thank you so much. Welcome back to the Board Nation. We're happy to have you here. And hopefully you're enjoying tonight's content. Board game streams are new for me. This is content I'm venturing into. So please, make sure you let me know if this is something that you've enjoyed.
Yeah. And if Solo Gary likes solo games, there is a solo mode to this. It's pretty good. That's pretty fun to play along as well. So I've done that a couple times on the digital version mostly. All right, so do we want to keep explaining each card? We'll go a little bit faster maybe now, like the general
I think
stuff is
now
good.
that a lot of the generals, if we come up into any new mechanics, and maybe just, show the card, give a brief description.
Yeah, I'm going to play Space Elevator, which is another titanium. It increases my production, and it gives me an action to use iron to throw it into space for 5 mega credits using that Space Elevator. So it increases at least once a gen. I get to trade in an iron for a little bit more money. The nice thing for me there is it's a blue action, so it's an ongoing effect. It's a titanium card, so I can pay 6 titanium. So it's an expensive card. It's 27, but if I play 6, that brings me up to 24, and then I'll pay for the 3 mega credits for the rest. That's what you can do with cards that are space. You can do a mix. Actually, I could if I wanted to. I think I will do that. I'll keep 2 mega credits. It's also a building card, so I'll use an iron or a steel. Actually, I think it is. I'll use a steel to pay for 2 of those, right? So kind of a mix of resources to pay for that. And then for my second action, I'll go ahead and activate that card, and I'll pay an iron to get 5 mega credits. But I'm kind of mega credit 4 right now, a little bit. So that ate up a lot of my titanium, but it gives me something to use going forward for my steel. So,
well, and as we've all learned from our studies in industrial engineering, money that's sitting on the shelf is money wasted.
Yeah, that's great. And the more important thing for me is they gave me a little bit of titanium production, which is huge because that's my whole thing. It's
that is your whole thing.
I need titanium. So.
That was two actions because
actions
you played the card and then used it. I'm going to go ahead and activate my nitrogen reducing bacteria. Go ahead and pull 1 microbe onto this card. Hopefully I find a few more cards over the course of the game that allow me to generate microbes.
Yeah, they're out there.
They are out there. I don't
in your hand.
have any of them yet. I winked at Roberto.
Oh, he's winking back. Don't encourage him.
Listen, we need to keep this professional. All right.
Right.
Colleagues. And then I'm going to go ahead and actually pass.
Okay.
And see what Jacob's got.
Which is cool. Yeah, you can always do that. You can just do. You either if you do no actions, you got to pass, which means you're done for the gen. But you can always just take 1 to see what happens. So I'm going to play House Sprinting. This is a building card as well. It's a green card. It increases my my steel production, which is good because I just got that ability to trade steel for money. So I'm going to pay for that with 2 steel, which are 2 mega credits each, essentially. So that's 4, and then I'll pay for another 6 mega credits to pay for that, and I'll bump my steel production up by 1 as well. So I'm getting into the heavy metals over here.
That is good. That was 1 action.
That was 1 action, so I can do a second thing, and I still have a little bit of money. But I think I'm gonna be good with that 1 action. So
okay.
To you.
I unfortunately am out of options that I like.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and pass. And that means the generation is now Jacob's to run away with.
True, but I don't have anything I want to do either. That happens in the early gens. So I got 2 cards in my hand right now. Neither of them is a great play for me. I would rather wait and see what happens, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to pass as well, save some of my resources. Also, I don't have enough heat yet to raise the temperature, which I could consider. But I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to pass as well. So now we are on our production phase. Right?
So what happened? Yes, now it happens production phase. So it'll be the same thing. Most of Jacob's got a little bit more production than he did last time. I'm still. Oh, actually, no. I have 1 more TR, so I'm gonna make 29
because you raised the oxygen with the greener.
Yes, which was a great decision. Everybody rejoice.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The people of Mars were happy to have their first trees.
Yeah. I am nothing if not.
I was duking it. Planting little micro trees, I guess.
Trees.
Yeah. It's still early. I mean, oxygen levels at 1%, but they're growing.
They are growing.
0, and I get 2 heats on that. That's pretty good.
And so now I believe we'll enter what's called the new generation. This happens after production. We move up to Gen 3. The first player token will then pass over to Jacob,
Sir.
and he will draw the first 4 cards.
Thank you. There you are. Let's see what we're good. Ooh, this would be. You would love some of these cards.
Oh, well, if you just want to pass them my way, I'm fine with that.
Not gonna do that. I'm just gonna throw you down over. This was not a great research phase for me. I did get things that you would like, so I mean, I'm glad that those are gone, but just have to make it. I think I'll keep one. So I
It's interesting. I have a little bit of extra cash from last round,
Yeah.
mostly because my cards are expensive, and so now I'm sitting here like, oh, I kind of
Thinking
want to buy
about
more of these
taking a-
expensive cards.
taking a risk on
I honestly think I'm going to keep 3 of these. I
Wow.
think it's going to be worth it.
Okay. So then you pay 9. Yeah.
I paid 9 money or mega credits.
Yeah, mega credits. The money of the future. All right, so I'm up, I think, right?
Yeah.
All right, Gen 3, here we go. It's not looking that hot for me. So I mean, let's see. I think I could do a standard project. Like I don't love any of the cards I have for this gen, right? So I'm looking at my cards. Some of them I can't play. Some of them are they don't do anything for me right now. So I'm thinking about I just pass, which you can do on your first turn. You can just decide I don't want to do anything. I could do a standard action, which I have a pretty fat stack of cash over here. So sometimes this game is just about waiting it out, right?
Yeah. Wait. So what was your first action again?
I haven't done any action yet.
You should remove a cube.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't remove that
Okay.
cube. So yeah, I definitely should do that at least, which is kind of part of my strategy is trade that iron in for 5 credits, right? Because I can activate that space out.
Yeah.
Right. It's so instead of 2 credits, I get 5 out of it. That's just pure money. So
Yeah. Extra value.
now I'm in the position that I already talked about is like, I'm not sure what I want to do. So I'm gonna pass it over to Brian, let him see what he does, because maybe what he does will influence what I want to do.
All right. Well, I'm going to spend 2 steel and 14 money for my most expensive card to date to build the Research Outpost.
Oh,
This is a beautiful
So
card
jealous.
that will give me
Yeah.
one mega credit discount on every card I play for the rest of the game. Now it has a stipulation that I have to place it next to no other tile. So I'm trying to plan out. Well, if I know I'm going to build a city next to this greenery here, where can I place this city so that I'm optimizing the both what I'm getting out of this and I honestly think I'm just going to place it here.
yeah. So you get a couple of steel, right? And place there.
Yeah, so I'll get 2
Good
steel
spot. 4, that's like 4 money. Right? So if you can use it for something,
if I can use it for something. And hopefully what this means is that later on in the game, I'll be building greeneries that affect both this city and another city to effectively increase the amount of victory points that I'm getting out of it.
Super nice, yeah. And you get an ongoing 1 mega credit discount on all cards.
On all cards, which
Yeah,
will be
super
very
nice.
And with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to you.
Love that card. All right, so yeah, I think I'm looking at what he can do. I'm looking at what I can do. I think I'm gonna just pass for this generation. I'm gonna wait for Gen 4. I hope that's a big Gen.
All right. I am going to pay a now discounted 5 mega credits for Archaebacteria.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Archaebacteria does have a maximum requirement of negative 18 degrees Celsius, which we have not yet reached. But it does increase my plant production 1 step, which is pretty critical. I require 7 plant units. I have 3 from this generation's production. This takes me up to 4, so that I'll actually be able to get that going at the start of the next round. I think I'm also going to pay the 2 steel that I just accrued, along with 9 additional money for deep well heating. Now, deep well heating will increase my energy production by 1 step. It also raises the temperature 1 step, which then gives me another TR. So again, the goal in the early generations of Terraforming Mars is to get as much production as possible. And both of these cards that I've just played, while a little bit expensive, gave me production in areas that I desperately needed. And because I'm the only one playing, I can keep playing actions if I wanted to. I should definitely use my nitrate reducing bacteria. So that's my 3rd action in a row. I don't think I played anything. Oh, I did
Oh.
play one card with a science tag.
You
this
did, so you
round.
should have done that.
So I will go ahead and
I was
remove
about to say that. Yeah.
remove the science tag from my Olympus conference in order to draw another card.
Maybe. Oh,
Oh,
you have no money. Well,
oh yeah, I know. I have no money.
well, hopefully it's good.
I mean, it's a beautiful card. It fills my heart with joy.
Oh no, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
I will reveal
You and your
at
plants.
a later time.
Yeah, you and your damn plants. All right.
Don't look, Jacob.
Oh, damn it, Roberto, you should have let me know. Right.
And so I also passed for the generation.
Yep.
So we're going to do production again, and then the first player token will pass to me, and we'll do research once more.
Okay.
I will remember to remove my red player cube from my blue card this time.
Good call. I'll try to do the same.
And I now have energy and just energy production. Yes, just energy production. And then my tier is at 24, so I now get 30
Oh,
money.
you surpassed me. But I'm the first player now, right? Are we on Gen?
No,
Oh,
I
no.
will be the first.
That's
player.
right. So we're on Gen 4. So
Right, Gen 4.
that's the easy way to remember too. Is I started and it's even on Gen whatever.
So I'll go ahead and draw my 4 cards.
That was such a short Gen for me, but I'm
It
banking over here.
was.
Look at
You
all those
have
gold cubes.
so much money. I'm assuming you have some very expensive cards.
I have
I'm-
almost nothing.
I'm glad that I'm going first again because I get to
Okay.
spend these plants before you destroy them.
That is, yeah, that's good for you. Not so great for me. But I'm also getting cards that you would like, which is like kind of nice that you don't get them, but it's also like I don't want this. This isn't for me. This isn't my card.
All right, well, I know I'm not taking that card.
Okay, so I'm taking this one for sure.
I'm definitely not taking that
I think
card.
I
So
want to get into that game with you. So one thing I had to learn in this game was patience, and you see, like I'm just stockpiling because sometimes things don't start literally like clicking until 4th or 5th generation, and when it does, you want to be ready for it. You want to like take off. You're doing really well so far, so I'm looking at my card, just trying to determine what is our temp at.
temperature is at negative
Yeah.
22 degrees Celsius.
Okay, so I'm gonna put these 3 though. I'm only taking 1. It's 3 credits. I'm struggling over here. I might have to do something next round to
Hey,
break the cycle.
I'm happy with your current state.
I know.
You're doing great.
Hey, I'm biding my time. All right, it's gonna come together. I know. And this is the draft helps that a little bit too because sometimes you just get bad draws, right? It's like I don't want any of this, but if it's a draft, you get exposure to more cards.
Yep.
So that's okay. Let's see what's gonna happen.
All right, I'm going to start. First action of the generation is to build another greenery.
Yeah, because you got enough plants for it.
I've got enough plants for
Oh, you
it.
just paid them. Yep.
That will give me a steal because of where I place it. It also raises the oxygen 1 step and my TR.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and let Jacob take this.
All right. So this is one action we haven't talked about. I have on my player mat, I've been generating heat because I put it, if you remember, I played a card that gave me some production, gave me some heat, and I also hit this threshold. So I've been having 2 heat, excuse me, each round. So I have 8 heat now. So I'm going to take that 8 heats and I'm going to cash it in by paying the bank. And that allows me to raise the temperature another step, which is great because I get another heat production. So now I'm really into the heat game. And when I raise the temperature, it raises my terraforming rating. So that's my first action, pay the heat, raise the temp. And then for my second action, I grabbed the card Space Hotels, which is a great production card. It raises my mega credit production by 4. It requires 2 Earth tags, but I'm all about the Earth tags. I have plenty of those. And it's also a space card, which is that synergy was great for me. It was a great draw. So I'm going to play the 3 titanium that I need for that. Go ahead and raise my mega credit production up 7. So that'll help a little bit, but right now I've got a lot of income and not much else. All right, those are my 2 actions. So, Brian, you're up.
All right, my next card, I'm going to go ahead and pay that 1 steal that I just got, along with 6 additional money, because I am remembering to give myself a 1 money discount.
Research outpost.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna move this discard
Yeah,
pile to
sure.
your side of the board, and then we'll
Put
get
it
the
up
draw
here.
pile over here. Just because this green card stack, they get large.
They do.
I'm going to play Natural Preserve. Now, this is another science stack, which lets me place a science unit on my Olympus conference. I have to place a specialized tile on the board, once again, near no other tiles. But it does increase my mega credit production by another step. And it'll afford me a victory point at the end of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and place it up here on Uranus Thole to give myself another 2 steel. I will claim that tile.
Go ahead, grab it.
As my second action, I am going to, for free, play the fueled generators. Because of my 1 money discount, I have to decrease my money production by 1 step, but I increase my energy production by 1 step.
Okay.
And that will pass it over to Jacob.
Yeah. I don't like what I'm seeing over there. Your engine's going. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna use my space elevator. I'm gonna trade in that iron for 5 credits and just keep banking. All right, let me see what you got over there. I'm the first player next turn.
You're not trying to kill my plants again, are you?
I wish I could. I don't have any damn cards to do it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm kind of struggling. I'm really hurting on cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a standard action. I'm going to build an aquifer. So that I'm going to pay 20, or I'm putting 20 in the bank to get 2 back because it costs 18. And then I'm planting an ocean. I don't really want to do this because you get plants when this happens.
I do.
But oceans don't belong to anybody. They're a free resource. But there is an ocean spot that gives you 2 cards. So I'm hoping, luck of the draw, I'll maybe draw some stuff that's better. And ooh, baby, I did, at least for one of them. So that worked out for me. That is a great. Card draw is very powerful in this game. That's what a lot of people undervalue when they first start playing. Is like sometimes it doesn't blows up in your face. And when I drew those 2 cards, one card is completely useless, but the other card, perfect for what I need. So it really worked out. So that was 2 actions. I used my space elevator and I did the aquifer.
So now that it's come back to me, I'm going to spend that 2 steel that I just got, along with 9 money. Again, taking into account the research outpost to play fusion power. Now, fusion power has a requirement of 2 power tags.
What's happening over here?
I've got some really nice cards.
Yeah.
A requirement of 2 fusion power or 2 power tags, which I have. It also has a science tag.
Yeah, so good.
Now that it has a science tag, I'll be able to remove my science unit in order to draw another card. And fusion power, as you saw, increases my power production by 3 stats.
Yeah. So you went 2 and 3 this round. That's great. Yeah. All right. That was your first action, right?
That was my first
So
action.
you can take a second.
I am actually going to pass it back to you and see what you've got in store for me.
All right. Here comes the card that I was hoping for, which is asteroid mining. It's a space card, and it increases my titanium production by 2, which is huge for what I'm trying to do in this game. It's very expensive. It has a Jovian tag, which is there's some like really great cards in this game for Jovian tags. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay. I have 4 titanium in my production. That will reduce for Foblog. That will reduce it by 16, right? 4 per. So I owe another 14, which I got plenty of money over here. So it's totally worth it for me. Go ahead and pay that. Get 1 back with that.
I think you just paid 25.
Oh, I paid 2 golds.
Yes.
Yes.
So you paid 25 and took 1 back, and you only.
I didn't pay 25. I paid.
You did. You paid 2 golds and a
okay.
silver.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So
it should have been a gold and a silver.
A gold and a. Hold on.
I was trying to pay 14.
You paid 25. You took 1 back. You were trying to pay 14.
Yes. So I may have.
Yes.
Are
You're
you
taking
sure?
gold. Yes, I'm
No, I
absolutely
grabbed 2 gold?
positive that you
Okay.
paid 2 gold and a silver.
Because I meant to grab a gold and a silver and then take 1 back. Because I owed 14.
You paid 2 gold and a silver, so taking the full gold back is
All right.
correct.
Thank you. All right. So I get to increase my titanium production by 2, which is, you might be looking at this card like, well, that's not that great for 30, but it's 2 victory points. These Jovian tags, they can kind of add up to a lot of points at the end of the game if I get lucky on the draw. Which,
Roberto has fallen in love with you.
Oh, he's
Hey,
Roberto.
Roberto, I'm over here.
Yeah.
If you could remember that I exist,
Okay.
that'd be wonderful.
Wow, Roberto gets around, huh?
I guess.
Okay. I mean, I don't hate it.
I doubt the viewers do either.
All right. So so that was a huge draw for me. I was super happy about that because titanium is valuable, and if the right things kind of come my way, that could be big. So but for my second action, I'm still kind of a little stuck. I think, what are we at on our global parameters? We're at 2% oxygen, and Ecoline's just gonna keep pushing it up.
I am.
I don't know, who knows what's coming, but I think I'm gonna wait. So go ahead, Ryan. I took an action.
Okay. At this point, I am going to actually pay 4 money.
Mhm.
I'm going to continually remind you by necessity of reminding myself.
So mad about it. I love that card, yeah.
Especially
Especially early.
I'm going to build the magnetic field dome. Now I have to sacrifice 2 of my power generation, but I get another plant production and I get another TR. So if you could bump me up to 26, that would be.
Yeah, from the card itself. Yeah, it's nice.
Now I'm looking at my cards and I'm again going to buy myself time to think by letting Jacob take his turn.
Yeah. I see what you're working.
See, this is the perfect angle. Roberto,
Yeah.
this is what you should have been doing the
Split the
entire
difference.
time. This
Yeah.
thumbs up,
Yeah.
5 stars.
Just stop whatever you're doing. That's good.
Just if we raise our hand, can we deactivate the motion tracking?
So it's what's happened.
That's yeah.
Does it turn out? Does it
Or
go both ways?
actually, hold on. I think this is whiteboard mode. Hey,
just keep throwing.
It might be thrown off because I'm very pale and there's a very bright light behind me,
too.
and so they're really hard to differentiate.
For sure.
Uh-oh. Hey, nope. Don't go further to Jacob. No, don't go further to Jacob. Oh, gosh.
I'm taking over. All right. No, I think I took my risk with the ocean. That worked out pretty well. I think it's my turn, right?
Mhm.
Back to me. I see what you're doing over there. I don't like it, but there's not really much I can do right now. So I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
Yep.
I will also pass for the generation. So that brings us into the. Oh no, I'm not. I'm not.
You got.
I need to produce 1 more bacteria or microbe.
Yep.
And then I will pass for the generation.
All right. So we're doing a production
step. I'm at 26.
Yes.
CR. Is that correct?
27.
So that puts me at 32. And then I get 5, which is a beautiful number of plants. Now, this is an interesting mechanic we haven't talked about. Any power that is generated in a round is actually converted, excess power is converted to heat at the end of any generation. So even though I was able to produce 1 power unit this round, it is now converted into heat, and then I produce 3 new power units for the new generation. Now, that marks the end of my production set, so I'm going to go ahead and pass for player over you.
All right.
You've already moved up the generation marker.
I have.
1, 2, 3, 4 cards for your research
on.
phase.
The good thing too, you should put your hand to the side because that's another common beginner mistake, right? It's like then you get confused sometimes, whatever. All right, so not bad. Okay, I can work with this. Put this coming here now. I'm buying 3, so that's going to cost me 9.
Oh my.
No,
I
don't like you being this happy.
I want all of these
You
cards.
buy them all.
I
For
could
money.
if I wanted to throttle this generation. Now the question is, which of these is going to do best? I think honestly, this one is not going to be both.
Okay, so you're keeping 3 for 9
I
megabytes.
am still deciding on this last card, which I know makes for really rousing content.
No, that's fine. Take your time. Roberto and I will have
As you gaze lovingly into his eye.
Yeah. No, it's tough. Sometimes it's hard, Yeah,
It
there's
is.
cards you really love. You think this could be great, but maybe it's too far away or whatever. Like the global parameters don't match, It's
6.
the worst when you get one that you just passed the global parameters and this would have been perfect and you can't play it anymore. Because there are some that, if it gets too warm or too many oceans, you can't play it or, too high of oxygen. All right. So Ryan,
I think I'm in a really good spot right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very happy with this.
Don't like that one bit. All right, so I'm going to play Subterranean Reservoir. It's an action card that lets me play an ocean. It costs 11. So there's a gold one. Let me make sure I do that right.
I will gladly take that donation of 2 plant units.
Oh, God, I forgot
That's
about
very
that.
kind of you.
Right. Oh, yeah, you're over there banking. I'm going to go ahead and place an ocean. There's something I'm going to do about that. He's just going to get that stuff sometimes. But it gives me 2 titanium, which is pretty nice. Okay. And then after I play that, I'm going to play this card, Phobos Space Haven. Also a space tag, also very expensive, but I can play titanium from it. So it costs 25. I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 just from titanium in there. All right, so there's 20. Make sure I do this right this time. And I'm going to pay another 5 from my mega credits to even it up.
If you had research outposts,
I know.
you'd only have to pay 4.
Quiet you. All right. So it lets me play a special city that is kind of off the board in a reserved space. which is up here. So I still get to claim that as a city, which is cool. I increased my titanium production by 1, which I already did. And that's really the only benefit. There's a lot of points on it. It's 3 points. Doesn't help me right now. Helps me at the end of the game. So those are my 2 actions. Yep.
Excellent. I have been waiting for this for a
Oh my
long
God.
time. I've had this card since the beginning of the game. But I'm going to start by paying 7 plant units to build yet another greenery. I'm going to be placing it here, which will let me draw a card, which is wonderful. Let's see if
Get
it's
any
good.
of them plant destruction cards.
Ooh. Oh. Less useful than the last card. But now I will pay.
Okay, so hold on before you finish.
Yep.
That when you place the greenery, it raises the oxygen level,
Thank you.
and you also get to raise your terraforming rating. So you're neck and neck with me now. We're on 27 to go.
Which is very important because this next card has a required oxygen of 3%.
Oh,
But the decomposers means that anytime I play a card that has, including this, that has the microbe, the plant, or the animal tag,
yeah.
I get to place a microbe on any card that I want. Right? Yeah. Oh no, I get to place a microbe on this card.
Yes.
And then I get victory points for the number of microbes on this card
for sure.
at the end of the game.
Really nice.
So the earlier I play it, the better. So I go ahead and place 1 microbe on it now. And that's my 2 actions. I raise the oxygen to be able to play decomposers. I've now played decomposers.
Nice. All right, so I will go ahead and use space elevator to push another I don't know, a steel for 5 mega credits. Do that every gen just to get a little bit more money. And then I will be playing. Well, how are we doing? I'm going to go ahead. I don't know what he's up to over there, so I'm going to go ahead and play Colonizer Training Camp. Doesn't really do anything for me. It's a Jovian tag. It's a couple victory points and it costs 8. It has a maximum of 5%, so I thought he was trying to get tricky over there. And I just have so much damn money. Whatever, might as well.
Might as well spend it for victory points, yeah.
Yep. All right. Back to you, Brian.
Okay. My next step, I'm going to pay 16 more money. I'm sorry, 15 more money. And I'm not trying to rub this in. I will constantly forget unless I remind myself.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm going to play designed microorganisms. So this does have the microbe tag, which lets me put another microbe on my decomposers. It also has a science tag, which lets me put a science resource on my Olympus conference.
Yeah, he's killing me right now.
This increases my plant production by 2 steps.
So good.
Which means every generation, I will now be able to build a greenery.
So I'll start bombing them. Eventually, I'm going to get some of those space tags.
The people will turn against you.
I'm going to blow up those plants that you're over there. Don't trust them, all right?
And I'm going to go ahead and let you take your turn.
I'll go back to me. Then I'll go ahead and I'll play Power Plant, which is a cheap card. It costs 4 credits, and I get to up my energy production. So pretty straightforward there.
Yeah. And notice how much more efficient that is than the standard project, right? For 4 money, he gets an energy production. The standard project for energy production is 11. That gives you a rough idea of how much more efficient it is to find cards that meet your goal than trying to do these standard actions.
You can find the projects. It is better for sure.
Yeah.
You always have to take the research costs into account, though. So that card essentially cost me 7 versus 11, right? So it's better, but not, people forget about the research costs.
4 to 11 is a much bigger ratio than 7 to 11.
Because I did buy the card, but you're getting free draws over there. You might draw that for free, and then it's not free. You did stuff to get that draw.
Yes.
But still, it's nice. Yep, it's an easy way to get a little bit of energy production. So, all right, Brian, back to you.
Okay, I believe I have enough money for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for 15 money, I'm going to build the Cupola City, which has a maximum oxygen requirement of 9%. We haven't hit that yet.
Yeah.
But I do get to place another city anywhere that I would like. I'm going to go ahead and place it here.
Anywhere on the board, that's a good spot.
One rule, I guess, of note is that you cannot place 2 cities next to each other unless indicated on the card. So I will place this here because I'm already building a bunch of greeneries in this area. So the idea is by having a city here, I can hopefully double up on the points that I'm getting from greeneries. That decreases my power production by 1 step, but increases my money mega credit production by another 3 steps.
Yeah, nice.
Now, I believe this is true of all of the resources, but if you exceed the maximum number of production indicated on the board, you simply add a second cube to that track to indicate that you can go up even farther. Yeah. The only exception to that is that there is a negative tracker on the money production that goes down to -5 because you can essentially put yourself in debt, but you cannot go below -5. And so if anything requires money production as a cost beyond that, you can't play the card.
Sure.
So that is 2 actions from me, and that'll put it back over to Jacob.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna pass. I'm done for this gen. Gen 5.
All right, I am going to go ahead and activate my nitrogen reducing bacteria to spend 3 microbes to increase my TR one final step before I also pass for the generation.
So we produce now, yeah?
We produce now. I'm at 28 plus 9 is 37.
So far, you are throttling me at this. Just like having played this game a lot, like you have a very nice production going. I'm kind of just waiting for the right cards to come my way, hoping that I'll be able to catch up a little bit. It's the feeling that I get right now, but we'll see. I mean, things can turn pretty quick. I have a good engine, I've got a good economy, but the cards just aren't coming my way.
Well, and the nice part about the way that you are set up is your cards are so expensive. Once you get them, you will be able to play them, and it will drain all of your resources.
Yeah, sure. We'll say there's some cheap cards out there that I would like, but they're just not coming my way.
This brings us up to generation 6, I believe. So I'll go ahead and take the first player token back. I'll draw my 4 cards first.
Give me something good this time, Rob.
Okay. Roberto, turn away.
Roberto has sympathy. He's cheering for the underdog over here. I got something good. You did too, it sounds like. Or were you reacting to me?
I'm reacting to the sounds I heard over there.
Yeah, I got something that you would have liked because I absolutely cannot even play this. I don't have the tags for it. And this is also not the greatest. This isn't bad for me, nothing. Think about it. So I'm definitely taking 1. I'm already mixing up my card. It should do that. I'm definitely taking 1, probably 2. Question is what?
Definitely. This is the discard pile, correct?
Yes, that's right.
All right, definitely getting rid of that.
I don't need that. Maybe I'll. Yeah, I want to do this. So I'm gonna take 3 because I'm a little bit on the edge there.
Believe that I'm only going to be taking 2 cards. Don't think this is going to be worth. It's a shame because this card will be really good for me in 2 generations, but I can't. I still feel like I'm really tight on money, and I don't feel like I can afford to throw 3 mega.
Yeah, because you've been really spending it, but you've been getting good cards too.
I have been getting good cards.
Makes sense. I'm over here just stockpiling like Uncle Scrooge, just swimming in my vaults.
Dive into your little cubes.
In the middle of my nuclear crater that I put on the planet. That's about all I've done. Let's see. All right, so Brian, you're ready to go, huh?
Yes, I'm going to start.
You just start. Sorry, yeah.
As per usual, with my generational building of a greenery.
Okay, so that bumps up the oxygen to 4%. 4%. Oxygen is churning away, and then you also go up a terraforming rating for that because the service you did to the planet.
You're welcome, Mars. I am now going to play energy tapping for 2.
You saw nothing.
For 2 money. Now, like I said, there are not a lot of cards that interact with other players, but I just drew one that removes 1 energy production from Jacob and gives it to me.
I thought about not playing Power Plant because there are energy sapping cards. So a lot of the common strategy is don't play those cards, those energy production cards, until you have a use for the energy production. I did, and actually I messed that up. I should have gotten 1 energy.
Yes, you could.
Because I didn't have it before. So not great, but it happens. Sometimes you just play with people that's steal your energy.
Sometimes that's what we got to do.
It's fine. Roberto and I are vibing.
Roberto, what is going on?
You're out of the picture.
Quick, bring your head all the way over this way.
It's falling. It's all.
And he followed you back. Roberto, I feel betrayed.
Look at that eye contact. That's a sign of intimacy.
You've been in my home, Roberto.
It's kind of all right.
Yeah, okay. It's balanced out. It's supposed to keep everyone in France.
It's not doing the greatest
which I thought would be really useful for board game streams. As it turns out, it's just playing favorites.
Yeah, it really is. All right. So, all right. I am going to. It's my turn. I'm going to play. I'll just do space elevator, so I don't forget. Spin that iron to get my 5 mega credits, and then for my second action, I'm going to play industrial microbes, which is just a card that increases my iron production or steel. I guess I always call it iron, but I think it's steel. I think you're right. And then I get that energy production back that I just lost. It cost me 12.
Ooh, that's a mite bit more. Oh, but you also get the steel production.
I get steel and I get energy. Yeah, so that's nice because trying to protect my steel a little bit as well because I have that space.
That makes
All right,
sense.
Brian, back to you.
Okay, I have exactly enough money for this turn. I'm going to pay 16 money for the giant space meteor.
Nice.
So 2 of these get 5 back. That gives me 3 energy production. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to pay 17 money for the power grid, which gives me 1 energy production for every energy tag that I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 energy tags. So that's going to take me over the cap. And so it takes me from 6 to 12.
Yep. Dang. Look at all that energy. Well, okay. Still, getting by over here.
My next turn is going to surprise you.
Well, since you have nothing, you're a brook as a joke. But you look at all those cards. All right, so that's a good list of I think I'm passing. Yeah, it's like a gentleman's.
I'm also going to pass.
All right. So first we produce at the end of the generation, right?
I'm so sorry.
Yep. You want to do something? Yeah. Take your blue cards for sure, because I don't want you to forget something.
I need to produce 1 micro.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. When I play games, I would hate to win because someone forgot something. You know what I mean? I want to win because we played a game and I was able to edge you out. Right?
Yes.
I was able to find and win. I don't want to win because you forgot to do something, like some formality in the game.
Yeah.
So for sure, check your blue cards. I use my space elevator. That's the only one I have. So I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like when I caught that you had spent 10 extra money, right? Like,
right. I appreciate that. Yeah.
The joy of sportsmanship is the joy of competition.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is applicable to the League of Legends streams as well, right? Like the reason that I love League is that I get to prove.
Bring Roberto over here for you.
The reason I love League of Legends is that I get to prove that I'm better than other players.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's like no doubt at the end of the game, right? I thrashed you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, games with a little bit of RNG thrown in, like Terraforming Mars, because of the deck mechanic.
Sure.
There's always a scapegoat you can use when you lose.
All right. Well, I feel like that was targeted at me.
No. It's actually targeted at my dad, who would be like, Terraforming Mars is a terrible game because it's the luck of the draw. Right?
So the draft, that's the answer for a lot of people, is the draft takes a little bit of that luck out, but there is still a lot of luck. You can just get like really great cards at the beginning of the game that synergize really beautifully, and it feels so good when you get that and you're playing it, but then your opponent's like, well, it sucks so hard. Yeah. But we're both getting some synergies here, so it's nice.
It is nice.
Yeah, so it's good. It's going well so far because I feel like you have the edge at this point in the game, but if I get a few cards, it can break.
It can break really fast, yeah. I started the game with both Power Grid and Decomposers in my initial hand, which gave me direction. I knew kind of what I wanted to be pulling from the deck. Having some direction is definitely better than having no direction.
Oh, for sure.
And that's true for a lot of things. Okay, so with the new generation, we need to produce money.
We're in production.
I have not produced anything yet.
So you're at 29 plus your crazy production. I've been producing 34 for like 3 or 4 gens. So that's not a good feeling either. You're like, come on, I need to get that up.
Set that up. But I still have no steel and no titanium.
Yeah, that is the thing. That's where I'm kind of
Yep.
Hopefully gonna cash in.
So while my mega credit production is good, you're essentially generating 20 mega credits of titanium every round.
Yeah.
Which is an obscene amount of value.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna come in. It's gonna come in handy, I hope. As long as I can spend it. So that's the cool thing about this game. Like you can have all the titanium production in the world, but if you're not drawing space cards, just sitting there, you can't use it. So I'm hoping I get more space cards because that's what I'm really looking for, especially because they're those ones that really will get your plants.
Well, Jacob, I'm also hoping you draw some space cards.
Yeah.
Wink at Roberto. 3, 4.
Here we go. All right, come on, here they are. Okay, this was a good card for me. The rest,
Ooh, you would have loved this. Oh,
yeah, is it the red card?
uh,
It destroys plants. 'Cause that's what I want more than anything right now in the game.
no, I do not have any red cards that destroy plants. I do have some.
This you would like this
Wow.
one too.
All these cards suck for me.
Yeah, that's
But
how
would be great for you.
See, that's how it was Gen like 2, 3, 4. For me, I was drawing cards that were great for you, which is good to feel like, okay, he's not going to get these, but I can't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm discarding 3 of these cards.
Yeah.
For the first time, I'm only keeping 1,
Yeah.
and it's not even. And like, I'm kind of forcing myself to keep this 1 card.
You're like, I just don't. I want something.
I want something
Yeah.
out of this generational research.
Yeah, I mean, it's brutal right now. And neither of us are. So there are cards in this game that let you draw more cards. You have one of them, which is that. But there are cards that let you, as an action, draw more cards. And neither of us has gotten that going yet either, which
Yeah.
is usually a big differentiator as well. If you can get that going, if you get those cards, I'm gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, I believe there's one that requires 3 science tags,
Oh,
which
that's
is one of my
good.
absolute favorites.
Yeah, Central. Yeah, it's
Yes.
one of the best cards in the game because if you can meet the requirements, it's also very expensive, but you can draw cards like 2 cards every turn, every generation.
Every
for free.
generation.
Just 2 cards, which is super handy. Mars University, another really great card that I like a lot. So I'm gonna take this one is kind of good. Maybe I want nah, I'm gonna take 2. I take 2, that cost me 6 credits for the research. Pay the scientist. You gotta pay the scientist.
So I believe that the start of this generation, which will be Gen 7.
Oh, we on 7?
Yeah, we're on
we
7.
moved it up.
This is actually going to be a good opportunity to talk about a couple of the in-game strategy points. Roberto,
Oh, man,
please.
still.
All right. So there's a couple of things that Jacob and I are now going to start keeping in mind as we choose our cards, as we play our cards, and as we play off of each other. So the first real objective that we're going to be looking at now is milestones and awards, because we're at the point where we can start claiming these. In fact, I could have claimed a milestone last turn
Yeah.
if I had thought about it. These milestones, they offer 5 victory points at the end of the game, which is pretty substantial. It costs 8 money to purchase or claim a milestone, and there are 5 different available here that you can claim, and they have different requirements. The beautiful thing about this is that only 3 milestones can be claimed in total for the entire game. I keep looking at the wrong camera. 3 milestones, right? I keep
Roberto,
looking
look over here.
Roberto. There's also only 3 awards that can be funded.
Mhm.
Now, awards work a little bit differently than milestones in that awards say at the very end of the game, when you're doing the in-game scoring, whoever has the most of this is going to be the one that gets the points. And then whoever has the second most, which will always just be the other player in this case, will get 2 points.
Pause there for a second, because
Oh.
in a 2-player game, second place gets 0.
Oh,
That's the wrinkle of the 2-player.
that is very interesting.
In a 3, 4, 5-player, you're 100% right. The person who's in the lead in that category is 5, and second place gets 2. But in a 2-player game, you get nothing. So it kind of acts as sort of like a milestone.
Sort of like a
But it's
milestone.
still flexible, right? Anyone can win the award after it's funded.
Anyone can, and more to that point, awards get more expensive. The first award only costs 8 money, but the last award costs 20 to fund. So getting the award that you think you're going to win out early can save you a lot of mega credits in the long run.
But you're gambling. Yeah.
You are gambling. And the last strategic point that I want to bring up at this junction is that the three global criterion for terraforming Mars are in fact limited components. There is, in fact, a maximum oxygen rating of 14, a maximum temperature of 8, and a maximum number of oceans of 9. And this hand, I started to consider how many more times are we going to be able to get an effect out of one of these. So that's another thing to start thinking about that you don't think about in the early game because you have all of Mars still to terraform. But now we are reaching the point where we're going to start terraforming Mars very quickly. And each of these numbers is really going to start jumping up.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. Looking at where you are. Yeah, because it is an engine builder, it snowballs a little bit, right? It seems like really slow to play 7 gens, and you see like where the temperature is, you see the ocean. They're not even at the halfway point yet. We've only done 2 oceans. But it starts to build. And also it's partially because I'm kind of going slow because I'm hoping to draw the game out because I'm struggling right now a little. I feel like I'm struggling. Whereas you have a good thing going. So I kind of been thinking like I feel like Brian's winning right now. So I'm trying to draw the game out, hoping that things will come my way. Brian may start to rush, like he may start to like terraform the planet faster, knowing that he's winning in the game. So we have a little bit of control over when the game ends. And that's the push and pull. In a 2-player game, it goes a little bit longer because there's only 2 of us terraforming versus like 3 or 4. It tends to end like there are 4-player games I play, they end at 6 or 7 gens. They already be over by now. Whereas like a 2-player game will go usually 10, 11, 12 generations sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, and it becomes very strategically important to recognize that once all the global criteria are met, you still finish that entire generation.
Yep.
And because our resources or our engines will be very developed at that point, there's potentially a lot of actions that you can force away from your opponent by ending one generation sooner than they expected.
Yeah, for sure. I've done that before. All right, so I'm up first. I really wish I could do something about those damn plants that you have over there, but I can't really because I still don't have any cards. I'll bomb your plants. And that's what I'm just praying to the deck. Come on. All right, so I have a lot of money though, so I'm really kind of considering doing things inefficiently just to try to get something going for myself. So what I think I'm going to do is do a standard project city. It's pretty expensive. It costs 25, right? So, but I have so much money right now, so I'm going to play 25, and I'm going to kind of start trying to hedge Brian in a little bit, right? So I paid 25. You do a standard project city, you get to place a city tile. I'm going to try to hedge in on where Brian is building these greeneries. I claim that city. Remember, cities get points from adjacent greenery, so that's a 1-point play for me right there. Not great for 25, but it also increases my mega credit by 1. And it will do some other things for me too, potentially, depending on what else you have going on. So I'm going to try to do the space elevator as well and pay that steel to get 5 mega credits. That was my 2 actions. So I'm going to pass it to you, Brian.
All right. I am going to go ahead. Am I?
Are you though? I don't think you're gonna.
I think I am going to pay Aquifer Pumping.
Okay.
Now, this is why I began to think about, well, if I buy this card and then I play this card, how many times can I really use it? Because the 18 mega credits is pretty expensive. The 8 mega credits is pretty expensive. But we do have 7 oceans left. And not only does this give me the opportunity to build them, it gives me the opportunity to deny Jacob building them.
Yeah.
So I pay 17 for that card. But then my research outpost does not affect the cost of the action. That's correct?
That's right. Only the card costs.
So I still pay the full 8 mega credits in order to place this ocean tile.
Okay.
And I am going to go ahead and place it here.
Yeah, and I think we did this for me when we placed the ocean. That increases your terraforming rating.
Yes.
I think we did.
I think we did.
Well, that's fine.
To draw 1 card. And it's a good one.
Oh, God.
That's my second action.
Yeah.
And it's back to you, Jacob.
Yeah. Part of me, I mean, we can figure, it's fine. I'm trying to remember if I did it on because the hardest thing is like remembering, did you increase your terraforming rating when you did something?
So I believe all the temperature increase has been you.
Yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, that would take me to 25. And then I had this card at the beginning, you and my contractor that raised me 3.
Yeah, so that's 8 total.
And then I planted these 2 oceans down.
Which would be 10 total.
Yeah, so I think that should be 10 total.
Isn't that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 temperature?
8.
Plus the 3, plus the 2 oceans.
You raised it 1 temperature. You played a card that raised it temperature.
Oh, that's right. I went from 24 to 22.
I think I'm too short on mega credits. I'm not going to go back and try to litigate like how much money I should add because it doesn't.
I think we can give you 5 money.
No. Don't worry about it because I missed it. Not a big deal. It's
I also missed it.
Yeah. So whatever. The main thing is those are points, which I don't want to miss out on the points. The points are really good. I don't really care about the extra. I'm swimming in money.
I would gladly take 5 extra money at this point.
All right, well, it's up to you. I'll take the 5 money, but all right,
please.
It probably would have been because I know I did one of those oceans really early.
I don't think that 5 money really would have affected your play because you had been floating a lot of money.
Floating money.
But it's better that you had it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the oceans, you got to remember, and we caught it a couple of times with the greeneries and the temperature. You got to remember to get your points too, because when you raise those cool parameters, that's how you're trying to show that your corporation's got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're doing all the work. All right. So, but now you're going to be doing an ocean every gen, which is pretty solid. You got a card off of that, and you said it was a good
I
idea.
did.
I'm jealous. All right. So
I'll let you know what it is here in a moment.
uh, I'm gonna be honest. Like, so I'm gonna do something like crazy inefficient. But the reason why is Brian is knocking on the door getting 3 milestones. I've been watching what he's doing over there. He's already got enough builder tags. He could have claimed this like ages ago. I could have tried to sneak up on him, but I'm kind of struggling on builder tags. I haven't been close enough. But he has the gardener tag as well. And he's very close to getting terraformer. He's only a few points away, which will happen pretty quick sometimes if he gets the right cards. He's also only 1 city away from getting mayor. If Brian claims all these, that's a huge swing. That's like a 30-point swing because you get 15 and I get 0 versus the opposite, right?
Yep.
So the reason why I built that city earlier was like I already have a city over here hanging out in Phobos, and I have a city here. I'm at 2 cities, so if I get a 3rd city, I can claim that milestone before Brian can just undercut me on all 3 milestones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Sander project for a 2nd time in this generation a city. I hate Sander projecting cities. I usually don't do it, but I'm a little worried that I'm feeling nervous and I have a lot of money. So I'm going to put another city on the board. Generally, I would like try to get in on what Brian's doing, but I think I'm just going to kind of go to the other side of the board. And well, I don't know because I have no plant production. So kind of being around Brian, I think is better. It makes it harder for him. Like hedging him in is a better bet for me than hoping that I'll get some plant production going. I do get a plant when I place there, not to go with my one other one that I've been holding since the very start of the game. I got my my mega credit production for placing the city. And for my 2nd action, I'm going to go ahead and claim the mayor milestone. So I played 10, I get 2 back because it costs 8 to claim the milestone. So I was feeling kind of desperate. I was a kind of a desperation play. I need to get one of those, at least one of the milestones. I can't get all 3.
Yeah, understandably. And honestly, if I had the money, I would claim both extra milestones right now. That's tend to be what happens, right?
Yeah.
Somebody brings the first milestone in, people then realize, oh, like I really need to claim those.
Yeah.
Maybe you know what? I think I actually will. I was originally going to reveal the card that I had just drawn, but I think claiming a milestone here, and I'm going to go ahead and claim Builder because I believe that Jacob's a lot closer to getting Builder than he is Garden.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm going to go ahead and block Builder, and hopefully that locks me in to get a 3rd milestone at the start of claim the 3rd milestone at the start of the next generation.
All right.
So
that's
and
your
then
first action.
That's my first action. For the 2nd action, I'm going to build another greenery. And I'm going to go ahead and, that's 2.
Yeah.
We're going to place it over here, a little bit of ways from Jacob, but
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of room left to build greeneries that don't touch one of Jacob's cities.
And that puts us at 5%, right? For the
But just at 5%, raises my TR 1 more step, and that is my 2nd action.
So back to me, and I still got this glut of money, so I'm just kind of bullying the board around a little bit with money. So I'm going to pay 8. I'm going to fund an award.
Okay.
Because I feel like you're going to get the other milestone, so I kind of need to figure out some way to balance the scales. I'm going to fund minor because right now that's whoever has the most steel and titanium at the end. I'm producing a lot. You're producing none right now. I'm hoping that trend will continue and I'll be able to win that award. And then for my 2nd action, I'm going to raise the temperature for the planet. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I have 8 heat on my player mat that I am going to try to carefully. 2.
Yep, and this is to prevent the jostling of the player board that we spoke about
dreaded
earlier.
Player board jostle. So raising the temp and give me that helps my income a little bit, right? I need that money. So, all right, back to Brian.
At this point, I can produce 1 more microbe.
Yep. The microbe's going.
And I'm going to pass.
Okay. And I think that's how many oceans are out now? 3?
3.
Yeah, I'm looking at my requirements, my cards. Oh, I can do something. I can play a card. I've been waiting for this. I got this very early as a blind draw. It required 3 oceans. It just gives me an energy production, and it costs 8.
Well, hopefully I get the opportunity to take that energy production away from you.
I'm trying to keep it above 1, so I'm not hurting too bad. All right, and then our oxygen's at 5, so there's a card I have. Obviously, that's one of the requirements, and I'm not there yet. So I think that's it for me. So did you already pass?
I did not generationally pass, but I will now.
Okay, and I'm going to do the same. Yeah, I'm done for this gen as well. So we'll go into production.
We go ahead and pull off our
Yep.
colored player cubes
You got
from
more
our
of those too.
once a generation actions.
Finally, my mega credit production went up. So stacked up for a
Okay,
while.
so 31 plus 9 is 40.
I'm at 39, so I'm keeping up now that I remember my oceans.
Now that you remembered your oceans.
Didn't just put that ocean there for nothing.
Okay.
As of like
You got 2 cards
generosity.
out of it. Yeah, that's the core tenet of capitalism, right? Is that we don't do things for out of pragmatism.
Yeah.
We do it out of self-interest. Oh, I need 12 energy.
Well, yeah, let me make sure I do the rest of my production before I get ahead of myself. Because that is something that is easy to forget, that you don't actually produce all of your stuff.
I actually only gave myself 2 energy, not realizing that I have
a million.
because of that beautiful power grid.
God. Yeah, so that's good. Because energy turns into heat, you got to wait now to like work on the temperature of the planet, which is good for you as well.
Well, and especially because we talked about at this point in the game, I want to be accelerating the pace to take advantage of the lead that I currently have.
For sure. Yeah, because I'm definitely not building like the rate you are, and but I'm getting some cards that have victory points. Yep, and you're first this round.
2, 3.
We're on Gen 8 already.
3,
Flying by. All right.
Okay.
Also not great.
Nope. Not helpful. Also not helpful.
Again, I got a lot of cards that are good for you.
I am definitely getting rid of these 2 cards, and I believe I'm going to keep these 2 others.
Well, you might keep 2.
Do I want to keep this?
It's going to cost me 6.
I'm at the point where my resource production is starting to outstrip the amount that I have to spend effectively every turn. So keeping a couple of extra cards at this point, I think will actually be beneficial.
Okay.
So going first, I'm going to play Mars University.
Brutal. Such a great card.
It is such a great card.
Yeah.
We can still see the phone. We can still see if somebody chooses to chime in. We do have. Oh, where was it? 5 viewers. Which is actually really good considering this is my first board game.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. If you all do have any questions about Terraforming Mars or why Jacob's face is so beautiful, please feel free to put them in the chat.
Roberto.
Roberto knows.
Roberto. Yeah.
He's giving the people what they want. So Mars University is a card that we've talked about a little bit.
Yeah, I mentioned it once because I love that card. So
it's going to cost me 7 money. Now, every time I play a science tag,
yes,
I can discard a card to then draw a card. It is activated by itself. I also am going to first choose to use the Olympus Conference action to draw a card by discarding a science resource, and then choose whether or not to discard. I'm actually only going to do this. No, for my second action, I'm going to play greenery so that you don't destroy my plants.
Did you do the Mars U action already or no?
It's not. No, I'm going to. I'm going to look at my hand.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
But I figured I would let you kind of take
for
your turn.
Makes sense.
And I'm actually going to give you a victory point.
I'll take it
so that I can draw another card.
But he does raise the oxygen, and he gets a terraforming rating for that greenery. Yeah. Okay. And so those are your 2 actions.
Those are my 2 actions.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is play Sabotage, which is an action card and lets me make Brian pay 7 mega credits back to the bank. Trying to slow down Brian a little bit.
That actually hurts a lot.
Yeah, because he
I'm going to go ahead and discard this card for the Mars action.
Yeah, you were just doing that while I resolved it. And then I'm going to play Industrial Center. That one costs me 2 mega credits. Or sorry, excuse me, 4, but it costs 2 steel because of the steel conversion. And it lets me place the Industrial Center tile, which is one of these special guys.
There it is.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Is it a factory?
Yep.
So I have to place it adjacent to a city. So I'm going to put it right here next to Brian's city.
Very
and
rude.
Hedge them in some more. I do get 1 plant from that. Just going to keep going 1 plant at a time. That is mine.
That is surely the path to victory.
Yeah, 1 plant at a time, baby.
1 plant at a time.
All right. So that gives me the ability to raise my my steel production if I would like to. Mostly, I was just trying to get on the board a little bit more. Yeah.
All right, was that your first or your second?
That was 2. I did the sabotage you, and then I played an industrial center right next to your city as well.
I'm going to go ahead and claim a
little
third
hostile.
milestone.
Yeah, good. You should.
And I'm actually going to fund a second award.
Okay, so you pay 14 for that one.
Pay 14 for that one.
Should have covered that. I guess.
And I'm going to fund the Thermalist award.
Okay.
I have 12 energy production. I believe that's going to let me outstrip.
Let's see. Interesting. We'll see what happens. All right. So that was your 2. You claimed a milestone and you funded an award. I'm going to use Space Elevator to convert this steel into 5 megahertz. And then for myself,
Have you seen the memes that are like how EA views their target audience?
No, but I can imagine. I can see why it provoked that in your mind.
Yeah, it's a 4-panel comic where they're sitting in a board meeting and they're like, "What is our target audience?"
Yeah,
and then it's a man with like, "I have so much money. What do I do with all of my money?"
All right. Let's see. What can I do? I could build more cities and standard projects, but I just hate it so much. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna raise my. I'm gonna use that industrial center that I just got. I'm gonna pay 7 mega credits, and I'm gonna raise my steel production by 1. It's probably the last gen I'll actually even do that because eventually there are kind of diminishing returns on production, right? When there aren't that many gens left. So that was 2 actions. Go ahead, Brian.
All right, I am going to go ahead and spend this 8 heat to raise the temperature by 1 step, therefore raising my TRs 1 step. And then I'm going to preemptively this time put a micro on my nitrite reducing bacteria. Yeah,
good call. Looking at my blue cards, don't have much going on. I have so much titanium because it just keeps rolling in and I'm not getting any space cards, which is unfortunate. But I'm going first next time. I guess I'll go ahead and play Optimal Arrow Braking. It's a space card. Because I have so much, I'm going to pay 2. It's 7. I'm going to pay 2, which is 8 equivalent, but save me a mega credit. And that's going to, if I play more space events, it's going to give me some heat when I do it, which is going to, maybe I'll draw a couple next round and be able to play them. And then I'm going to stand by while Brian goes.
I am going to pass for the generation.
Yeah.
I have drained my resources, getting milestones and awards, which are very worth it. But it does gimp me for this generation.
Also, that sabotage.
Yeah, that sabotage also took a lot of my money.
Sabotage. Like Shatner says.
Roberto.
Oh, again.
What are you doing? Is it like every time you like, when did it switch from tracking me to tracking you as well? I wonder if there's a way for me to like capture his attention back.
Yeah.
Roberto.
Yeah. Okay.
Keep me in the frame. All right.
Yeah. No. I'll have a bio break in a minute. Maybe he'll turn back to you.
Who knows? We can always.
I'm gonna pass for this gen because I think I'm gonna. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and hand this back over to you.
I'll do my production real quick, and then just since that's supposed to happen at the end of a gen. Yeah. So 39 is still around that.
I mean,
I didn't do anything.
Plus sign is 42. The answer to the life, the universe, and everything.
All right. Look at all these gold cubes, man.
I honestly love that I'm generating a greenery every generation.
Yeah, it's so good.
I think that's going to be so good for me.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Now, I do need to get a couple more cities out there so that I can take better advantage of these greeneries.
Yeah.
I might end up having to pull a really inefficient...
to just build a city, yeah. I mean, sometimes that's how it goes, and that's why the standard projects are there, just the cards aren't cooperating.
Yep.
All right, come on.
There's those 4 for you. Please, no giant space events.
No. Again, no.
Beautiful. Oh, my.
What is some of that?
Oh.
Oh, that would be really good for me.
Yeah, that'd be great for you. Not for me.
Also, this one would be really good for you, so... this one is okay for me. Yeah, it's all right for me. I can do something. I can work with this.
Okay.
It's not great, but I'll do it.
I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the card that I showed you.
Yeah,
That's gone. Yeah. Now the question is, I don't think this is worth it at this point. However, I believe these 2 cards are going to be wondrous for me.
Maybe I'll take a risk on this one. Probably. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna take 2. Probably gets
a good stable choice.
Yeah. Get some more cotton brass tubes over there.
Yeah.
Or I can do some. I can do some turn in over here, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of those are about to be turned in, but
Kept some of those off the table.
some of that's the there's a little bit left. I might as well just do that. Yeah, there we go. All right, so what was I doing? I was trying to pay for these two. So I paid 10 and I got 4 back. That was the tricky part. Okay. We're at a good pause. I'm gonna hit the bio.
All right.
We're
And
at
I will.
Gen 8 or no? Are we at 8 or 9?
We should be at 9. It's
Yeah.
odd numbered because you're starting. I am going to try and win back Roberto's affection.
Okay, yeah, you work on Roberto.
There's even there's a he's still following you. I don't see
All the way.
he
Wow.
technically has a 360
Oh,
degree
God.
yeah. So hey Roberto, if you don't mind, please come back. Or oh my goodness. Yeah, this is not going to be pretty. All right, I'm just gonna hop over the bed here. Beautiful aspect of being in a hotel, right, is that not only am I not working with all of my normal equipment, I'm not working in my normal environment. So there's a lot of things that are happening suboptimally right now. I really appreciate all of your patience and your kindness as we deal with these things. So I recentered Roberto. I'm going to try and cancel his motion tracking because Jacob and I we're not doing a lot of movement. So, oh no. So I honestly think that if Roberto just stays here in this frame, it's going to be fantastic for us. Okay. All right. The controller.
Okay, Roberto worked out.
Yeah.
Should I stay away?
No, we'll just
Sure.
just pop back over.
Should I not let him know? I'm here.
No.
You
I
need
don't-
some time. I can step out. Let's have a conversation.
We just he and I we've had a falling out. We had a falling out.
All right.
That's all right. I'll win back his affection.
Another. All right.
He's stuck with me. All right. Okay. Now, you're starting this generation. What are you what are you in your 80, 90,
I have so much money.
9 money mega credits?
I know, it's ridiculous because I've just been biding my time, hoping, praying that the cards would come. And they don't. They never come.
That's right. They're in that half of the deck.
They are. Or you get them. So I will say I think this is better for us to not draft, but that's the fun, like the crunchiness of the draft. Like you just showed me, like this is a great card for me. But the draft is that push and pull of do I draft that card that's really good for him? Or do I draft the card instead that's good for me and then pass him the good card? You can hate draft, right? I don't like that term, but you can pull cards just thinking like, I really can't let him have this. Even though, and same thing, I drew 2 cards in that hand that were really good for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, well, I don't have to worry about it. Just throw those away.
Just throw them away.
But if it was different, I drew some cards that were good for me too. I would have to decide: do I want to pass on this card, or do I want to draft it and just discard it? So I drafted a card that was probably a terrible choice in the draft, but we'll see. How many plants do you have over there? 5,
I have
6, 8,
9.
Dang.
Please tell me you can only destroy 2 of them.
I can't destroy any of them.
Oh,
I can
perfect.
only give you plants.
Oh,
which is the
I
annoying
love
part. Well, I
having
can get because I can make oceans, right? So
Mm.
that's it's like I don't want to make oceans because it's gonna help you out.
Sorry, I will be happy to produce all of the world's oceans.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm gonna bet that's the other thing is you're producing oceans, so I can't just let you make them all. Especially because it's just generally a good card for me. So I'm gonna play Imported Hydrogen. It's an event card. It's a space event and it's an Earth tag, so that's just all around great for me. I get a reduction on Earth tags, so that's down to 13. I can play Titanium, so for a 12 from the Titanium and 1 measly mega credit to play that card. Additionally, I played Optimal Arrow Breaking last time, so every time I play a space card, I get money as well. I get money, which is 3 mega credits, and I get heat, which is 3 heats just from playing the card. It was great for me, right? And what this card allows me to do is place an ocean and get 3 plants as well in addition. So I'm going to place an ocean. And I'm going to place it I guess right here. Yeah, that makes sense. So before I forget, I get a terraform rating point from that because I was bad about that before.
Yep.
I get the 2 plants that from placing that.
I get the 2 plants from any ocean
Yeah.
being placed.
I get the 3 plants from the card as well. So finally,
Oh, you know what else? Nope, never mind.
oh,
It was a bad thought.
yeah, but also like now I'm in a pickle because I just realized I got all those plants thinking my second action was I'm gonna plant them greener, but I'm not sure if I want to do that.
I think you should put it right here.
Yeah, I know you think that, but I don't know if I want to do that. So I think actually after that first action, I'm just going to dangerously pause for a minute. Look at what I have. I'm gonna activate my space elevator, and I'm going to take an iron and trade it for 5 mega credits, and then I'll turn it back over to you, Ryan.
All right, I am going to spend 19 mega credits to build the magnetic field generator.
Oh, nice.
This is a great card for me. It does reduce my massive amount of energy production down to 8.
Yeah.
But I get 2 additional plant production, and I get 3 terraforming.
You do.
Pulls me up to 36.
Mm-hmm.
Then next, I'm going to pay 3 money for power infrastructure, which lets me sell power for money.
Yeah, that's really good for you, especially.
It is good because I do have an obscene amount of power.
So much. All right. All right. So back to me for my turn.
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 8 plants and I'm going to do a greenery. My first one. This is what it feels like.
Oh.
Okay. So I'm struggling for cards. So actually, instead of placing it next to my city, even though that would give me some points, I'm going to place it right here to get another card. I'm going to mark that as mine. It raises the oxygen level by 1, and it raises my terraforming rating. And then I get a card as well. So hopefully something good. It's meh, but I'll use it. And then for my second action, I'm going to standard project a greenery. I have a ton of money.
You do have a ton of money.
And the reason why I'm taking this kind of inefficient action is because there is a global benefit when I put it on the greenery. Let's see. So I paid 23 for the greenery. And this one I will probably put next to one of my cities. I guess I'll put it over here. That gives me 2 plants when I do that. And it raises the oxygen. But when you raise the oxygen to level 8, you also get to raise the temperature for free. So that raises me 2 terraforming rating points. So that's why I took that standard action, even though it was a little inefficient. Gives me some points. Slows down Brian on just taking all of the greenery points. And I get that bonus little heat pump as well.
Yeah, the bonus heat pump is very nice. We're already all the way up to 8% oxygen.
Yeah, it's going quick now. It's definitely speeding up.
It is definitely speeding up.
And we both have a lot of heat too in our heat pile. So
we do. And so it's going to be an interesting balance of, do we spend the heat now to get increased TR, which will increase our money production for however many generations are still left? Or do we hold on to the heat units to try and win the Thermalist award at the end of the game?
I forgot about that. Thanks for the reminder.
You are flying. Welcome. I don't want to win because you forgot something.
Fair.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pay 2 money. That's not money. This is money. For the space mirror. Which lets me, it gives me another once per generation action. I can increase my money, my energy production by 1 step for 7 money.
Okay.
And then I'm actually going to use my nitrate reducing bacteria, spending 3 microbes to increase my TR.
Yeah, it's nice. Okay. 2 actions.
That was 2 actions.
All right. I'm playing hired raiders. I'm coming over and I'm taking your mega credits.
Oh no!
So I steal 3 mega credits from you.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because
I needed those mega credits.
That was the blind draw. Unfortunately, I probably would have taken it anyway, but so they come to me because I steal them. So
well, you can take it from your side of the bank.
Well, I could, but I want yours.
Well,
what's the point of hiring raiders if you don't get the money directly from the player? Come on, I gotta get some of that juju that you got over there. All right. I still have so much mega credit, so much titanium. Not a lot to do with it. How much heat are you rocking over there? You got 12, it looks
I've got
like.
12 currently.
Yeah,
That's
and
correct.
I've got 14, 15. I've got 15. So like Brian was saying, there's that push and pull. But for me right now, I think I kind of want to raise the heat. So I'm going to raise it one step. So go ahead and raise that heat for me, Brian.
You got it. That'll increase your TR as well.
I'm at 35. I'm keeping up with you, which is pretty good because you're very terraforming happy over there. And I'm not. I'm just trying to get by. All right, then it's back to you. Those are my two.
All right. I am going to go ahead and spend 7 plants
Hmm.
to place another greenery.
Sir.
This greenery is going to actually go here. So it's going to be one less victory point at the end of the game, but it does give me 2 money for building next to an ocean tile.
That's true.
Which, because some raiders rudely came and took some money from me, I really need that money back.
Yeah, you're doing all right over there.
That does bring us up to 9% oxygen.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and do the standard project of selling a car
Oh, nice.
for 1 money.
That one didn't work out.
Now, I don't know if you noticed, he took 3 money from me, and so I had to find a way to generate 3 money.
Well, it worked out for me. All right, I'm playing the Great Dam. This I've been waiting on this one because it requires 4 oceans, which I think we got out like last gen, but I didn't play it. Maybe I should have. So 4, and it costs 12. And actually have a couple of steel to help pay for that, so that'll bring it down to 8. Yeah. So I'm gonna A for that. Great Dam. It's a victory point at the end of the game, which is nice. But it's also 2 energy production, so I can try to like keep up with this energy heat race that we got going on. And then for my second action, that's a no-go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna not do a second action. So go ahead, Brian.
All right. Well, I'm going to spend all 12 of my money. It was a perfect amount of money that I had once upon a time and then got back to.
Yeah, those sabotage cards
To build livestock.
Very nice.
This is one of the another one of the point generating cards that exists in the
You
game.
got cows now.
I have to decrease my plant production by 1 step because plants eat a lot of, or cows eat a lot of plants.
Yeah.
But it does increase my money production 2 steps. And I now have the generational action, which I will use now to put an animal resource on this card, which will be worth victory points at the end of the game.
Nice. Very nice. All right. Yeah, I have so much money. Nothing to do with it because the cards are not breaking my way. What? 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 83 is what I'm sitting on right now. I do have some big cards that I'm waiting on. So a ton of titanium as well. But also, it's a rough game for Vogelog over here as far as like the cards breaking. So could do standard projects. But I think that again, I'm just gonna hope that like 4 really great cards, like the next few gens, the cards will just come my way. So I'm gonna pass.
I believe that they will.
I think they will.
I, as Ecoline, am doing my. I've committed
Doing your
myself to
part.
building green.
Yeah.
I have built green.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm also gonna. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do the power infrastructure action.
Yeah.
To sell 10 or 8 power for 8 money.
Yeah.
And then as a second action, I'm going to use that 8 money for ocean hopping to build another ocean.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to build it here.
Yeah.
So building this ocean gives me 4 money because it's adjacent to 2 other.
Jason. Yeah. And you get 2 plants off that too. Don't forget that. And,
Wait, there's. Oh, yes, I get 2 plants because
and
of my
go up
card.
1 on the terraforming rating, which I just got for you.
Thank you very, very, very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Yes. Lots of good things happening.
Yeah, lots of good things for you on that.
Let's see.
Very nice.
And then I believe that's everything that I want to do. Oh, you know what? Actually, now that I look at my hand, I do have another.
Rich get richer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, that 4 money was enough to build a mining area, which will, for the first time, give me production. And this I can place anywhere, correct?
Not that one.
Oh, well, not anywhere, but I don't have to place it next to something I already own.
You do actually on the mining area.
Oh, is that what it says? Place a tile in an area so to time adjacent to one of your other tiles.
But you could put it like right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I will pay the 3 requisite money for the mining area, and then I have a special tile I'm really glad that you knew that because
There's a different one. There's 2 different mining cards. One of them is more expensive and you can put anywhere on the board, and that one, the cheaper one, you have to be adjacent to an existing tile. So I was glad that you had that. Otherwise, you had to pick it up or decide how to do. You
Yeah.
could have built like a greenery here.
Something.
Could get there eventually.
But that gives me 1 steel for placing, and it gives me 1 steel production because I placed the mining
Very
area
nice. Yeah. Great card.
on a tile that gave.
Great card, especially early. Yeah. I'm still pretty good now, though.
Still pretty good now. I now have some sort of production
Yeah.
in that area.
Maybe
And I sweat a little. Believe that's going to be the end of.
All right. The end of Gen 9.
End of Gen 9.
So we do an end of generation production. Right.
Beautiful. So I
Ooh, look at all those terraform boards you got.
50 money.
35 plus 9. I'm gonna use them 44.
Beautiful. I now have the 1 steel production. I get to produce 8 plants. Eight.
Ridiculous.
My 4 leftover energy becomes heat.
Yeah, good
I
call.
produce
Always forget from
8
that.
more heat.
Uh-oh.
Or I mean energy.
Uh-oh.
Rookie
It's
move.
right there.
Yep. One of the weaknesses of the board game version of the board game is that it is in fact on a
It's the
table.
overhead, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of bookkeeping we gotta do. All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and nab this from you
Yes.
as we move
Come
up to
on.
generation 10.
Come on, I'm a gambler. I
2,
need some good
3,
cards.
4.
Don't
These
get the
ones
good
are
ones.
mine.
No. Yeah, those are probably the ones that I want.
1, 2, 3, 4. Here you go.
Brian, stop passing me
we
these
took-
garbage ass cards.
These are so. This is literally the hand that you would want.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like-
Throwing a comment, that one's pretty good.
Yeah.
That production I probably wouldn't care about at this point in the game. We're getting closer to the end.
We are getting pretty close to the end.
closer. Yeah, for sure. I don't think.
Interesting. The Jovian tag wouldn't even interest you.
The Jovian would. Yeah, I didn't see that part. Yeah, the Jovian tag would definitely interest me.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and take this.
This one's okay.
I might as well.
Hmm.
What I really want is cards that let me build cities, but
Yeah, that would be nice.
not getting those.
Okay. You want to think I'll just take 2, which is cost me 6.
I also took 2, which costs me 6.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of what the standard projects are there for. If you're struggling on, like cards aren't coming your way, you can always try to, be really good with the standard projects. But
I am going to go ahead and play Business Contacts. So for 6 money,
love that card. Now it's an Earth Tag, which I get discount on, and lets you draw cards, which I really need.
yes, I get to look at the top 4 cards of the deck, and I get to keep 2 of them. I'm
Mhm.
really hoping that at least 2 of these cards let me build cities. And I'm disappointed.
They're probably the cards I want, though. At least there's that.
Well, you definitely wouldn't want that one.
Oh yeah, I'm tempted. I was thinking.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and discard those. No, I believe this
Yeah.
was my first
It
action,
was, yes,
right?
sir. You got one more
So I'm gonna
action.
go ahead and discard this over here. And I'm actually going to play one of these now. So for 9 money, I'm going to play Pets.
Hmm.
And what this lets me do is that
We're in another room over there.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start using up some
Okay.
board.
All right, that works.
Yep.
You have so many good cards. It's
You have so
ridiculous.
many blue cards. So anytime a city is built for the rest of the game, which I'm expecting city production to really take off here,
Yeah,
I get to place an animal token on this card.
not happy.
They
about
cannot
that.
be removed from this card,
Another Earth Tag too.
and it gives me more victory points.
You get 1 to start.
Yes.
Is that how you do it
Yep,
on
yep.
there? Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna build a city, so you're really, it's really, nice that you grabbed
that
that.
card,
So it's a standard project, but I was thinking like I should have done this last round because there's a nice. Usually, if there's a spot with 2 greeneries, it's a pretty good city build, and it's next to an ocean, which isn't bad either. So I'll do that.
Yep,
That
I was
cost me
actually-
25. I go up 1, so I'm at 10 mega credit production, and that's just a good spot in general for me. I get 2 back because I don't build next to the ocean. That beautiful
Yeah.
coastal property, right? Nobody has that. Nobody
Nobody-
has that on
nobody
those.
has that.
Yeah.
I was actually strongly considering doing
Yeah.
that instead of.
I
building
thought maybe you
Pets.
were going to, yeah.
Yep.
So that's why I was like, let me get that in real quick. And then I still have a lot of money, and there are really no card draw places on the board left.
which is a bummer for me because I really need anything. Really, I would just take literally anything. Let's see. Maybe I'll do that. Okay. Well, no, I'm gonna wait on that for next turn. So let me just activate my space elevator because it's always good to do that before I spend steel on something else stupid. All right, you're up.
Okay. I am going to pay 9 money to build ants. Or 8 money. I'm sorry. 8 money?
Yeah.
To build ants. I can use this action to remove a microbe from any other card and then add it to this card. Now, the thing is that the microbes on this card are going to be more effective victory points than the decomposers. However, putting one or playing that card does let me put a.
And you can take those from anybody, but I don't
Yes,
have any microbes.
but you do not have
You'll
any
probably
microbes.
take them from yourself at least, and that probably dissuades me from building any micro generating cards. That's fine. I don't really want to anyway.
And then for a beautiful 11 money. No. I'm going to go ahead and let you take a turn.
All right, so I am going to spend 13 to build Martian rails. So I'm going to spend 4 from my steel, and then I need another 9 after that. Yeah. And that's an action that allows me to spend an energy and get money based on how many cities are on Mars. So like the city I've been here at Phobos doesn't count, but the ones on the board do. And then I'll pass it back over to you,
Okay.
Brian, and see what
Yeah.
you want to do.
We're at the stage of the game where we're going to be doing one action at a time and hoping the other person.
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I could activate the Martian rails, but I don't. You can't build the city really. Not a standard project city.
Yeah, not a standard project
But
city.
you could maybe. I know you're digging for cities, so maybe not.
Yeah, I'm trying to consider what I want to do. I think that what I'm
Oh, I
going to
forgot.
do.
There was something else I was going to do. It's a 2 action.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's going to give you another victory point, but I'm going to go ahead and build a greenery. I'm going to go ahead and build it right here,
Yes, please.
which gives me 2 more plants.
Mm-hmm.
Raises the oxygen level, which does increase my TR.
For sure.
But I do get 2 additional plants out of that.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just build another
Yeah.
greenery.
Greeneries for days.
The oxygen level is
Surprisingly
depleting.
rapidly.
Yeah. Or the amount of oxygen we have left to acquire.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving me 1 point, but you're getting 2. 3
Yeah.
really.
3 really because
yeah.
I'm also raising the oxygen.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was a good turn.
Yeah, it's nice. Very nice.
No additional plants for that second greenery.
Okay. All right. Man, I have so many mega credits. Also, titanium. I haven't gotten a space card in forever. Like I've been looking. I've got one. I mean, I have some that are like good late game that I'm holding, but because there's no point in playing them right now, really. I have them, but yeah, I don't. I could kind of considering. I have a few options. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play greenhouses,
Okay.
which costs 6. So let me go ahead and pay that. And that gives me a plant for every city that is in play. So there are
That includes Phobos
1,
space.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So that gives me 6, which then for my second action, I'm going to take that 6 and add the 2 that I had in my reserve. I'm going to build a
That you've
greenery
been saving
too.
all game.
Well, I built some greeneries. Remember I did
You
some
did.
greeneries?
Yeah.
And they
One of those was a standard project.
True, but one of them came from plants.
Okay.
So I use those early plants already. These are new plants.
This
They're-
is
Yeah.
the new
this is
generation
the
of
new
plants.
hotness of plants. All
Yeah.
right. We got like
Wonder what
we
Martian
got like
plants would look
Martian
like.
asparagus or something. All right.
Did you
So-
see the Martian ketchup that Heinz made in combination with NASA?
No.
So
absolutely
they
not.
essentially built a dark house,
Yeah.
and then intentionally simulated Mars-like conditions in conjunction with NASA as part of a greater experiment to prove sustainability on
Okay.
the planet's surface.
Yeah.
And so then, of course, being a corporation in the United States, they advertised it as Martian ketchup. Sold it in a special bottle,
Yeah.
sold it at a higher
No,
price
I didn't think
tag.
about any of this.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna keep an eye out.
check your grocery stores. Right?
still
Well,
got
it was a couple years back. I think there was only
eBay,
one batch. I
It's
don't
still
think.
out there on eBay.
I'm sure there's an unopened bottle of
Yeah.
Martian ketchup
Right.
on eBay.
Going for a premium now.
It's like
1,000 mega credits.
I always feel bad for the guy who bought like the last Twinkie to roll out of the factory, and it
Yeah.
took them less than 6 months to decide they would still make money selling
Yeah,
Twinkies.
we're gonna bring it back. It was a publicity stunt. All right, so I think that was I don't know how many actions that was. Was that 1 or 2? I think that might have been 2. It was 2. I got that. I
the
did the
greenhouses,
card, and
and
then
then-
I built the greenery. Yeah, and I got some stuff for that. I built next to an ocean, got some money, got titanium, raised the oxygen, raised my terraform.
Yeah, so now I have to decide what I want to do with mine. It's kind of nuts. I kind of feel like no matter which of the awards gets funded,
You're in
I have a
good
strong
shape.
chance of winning.
Yeah, for sure.
Which means I'm happy if you choose to spend 20 money.
I'm not itching to fund an award. I mean, you're at 11. I'm at 10 for our banker, so we're neck and neck on that one. But scientist, I'm pretty sure you're outpacing me by quite a
Yeah,
lot.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 science tags.
Dang.
And then for landlord, my ability to generate a greenery
Yeah, that's pretty good.
every generation has been very helpful.
Like kind of putting stuff on the board, but you have a lot more. So
So now
I'm probably not going to fund anything real soon.
I'm going to go ahead and spend 5 mega credits for a fuel factory. Now this will decrease my energy production by 1 more step, but it does give me titanium production for the first time, and it raises my mega credit production by 1 more step. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the standard action to put a microbe on my nitro. That is my second action.
I'm just trying to decide what to do on this game. All right. I think I'm going to stay on a project in another city because why not? Why not just make cities?
Why not just keep building the planet's most expensive cities?
Right. Hey, they're premium.
To be fair,
contents.
I really should have. I have, lost myself a lot of points by not taking advantage of my greeneries.
For sure. And now, yeah, anywhere you build is adjacent to me. You probably will build a city somewhere. So either I have an option here. There's a good spot, like decent spot. It's next to a greenery. There's some stuff that I can build around. It's adjacent to another spot where I'll probably will build a greenery eventually. So that's pretty good. But also I'm thinking like maybe I'll just build somewhere else to head Brian off. Like maybe this is not a bad spot. But I think I'm gonna build here.
That is not a bad
Yeah,
spot.
because there's some potential there for a lot of good stuff. It kind of stops you if you get there's a card where you get money, you get like it's capital. If you're next to some oceans, you get points. So that kind of stops you from building there. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere though, so we'll see if it comes together because I'm not really doing greeneries. I might be standard projecting some, and in fact, on my second action, maybe I'll do that. I don't think I'm going to standard project a greenery.
Oh my goodness! If only I had 48 cash.
Well, the thing is, if I don't meet these greeneries, you're going to. So
Yep.
I'm going to try to get points from you. So I'm going to do this right here. This is really nice because I have to have 23 mega credits to initiate the project, right? To build the greenery. But I get 2, 4, 6 back, which is super nice. So I'm just going to put these, and then take my 6 back for going next to the ocean.
That is really
And
nice.
it raises the oxygen, which is a limited thing, right? Like
Yep.
only so many oxygen raises are going to happen. So
There is only one left.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact.
Brian,
So now I have to consider.
get some
What
options.
do I want to do? I do still have some options. I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and spend 8 money to build another boat ship using my aquifer content. So I will take
Yeah.
this ocean, I will put it here. That's going to give me 2 money and 4 plants.
It's just one short. On that
Just
greenery.
one short of that last greenery that I need. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the 2 money. Now I have to look here and say, is there any way?
There's no way, ladies and gentlemen.
There's not. Which is such a shame.
If there was, Brian would already know.
Yeah.
I can do this. Remember, you can convert energy to money too,
I
right?
can. So I think after taking the one action though, I am going to go ahead and
Alright.
let you take a turn.
Well, here we go. I'm standard project another greenery because I'm trying to just swoop in and get those sweet O2 points before Brian can, and I really don't have anything else to do. So I'm going to build another greenery. I'm going to put it next to an ocean.
so that I can get a couple of mega credits off of that as well. Yeah, that's okay. So that will do the final oxygen raise. Doesn't end the game because we got to still get the temperature and the oceans done. But it does mean that every time Brian plants a greenery, he doesn't get that extra point for raising the oxygen because 14%, after 40%, nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, it's fine. It was cool when you was 0 to 1, but 14 to 15, man.
Yeah. It doesn't matter as much.
And again, I don't think I read my 2 merit credits from.
I don't think you did either.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put that on.
Now, interestingly, I actually don't know what the percent oxygen rating in Earth's atmosphere is.
Oh, that's a good question.
I think it's in the mid-20s.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I think, like we talked about before, like even the temperature. This is in Celsius, but 8 Celsius still is not very warm.
Yeah, it's not very.
We're American. We don't do Celsius that much. Maybe you're good at converting. I'm terrible at it. Even though I lived in Germany. I'm really bad
I think
at it.
room temperature is supposed to be 20 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
About
maybe yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the upper 20s, you're getting hot. Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Absolutely. You get past 30, it's not safe to go outside anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm pretty sure like core body temperature is around 37 or 38 degrees Celsius.
No, it can't be that high. Can it?
I think it is. So it's
our American show.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like the initial degrees of centigrade really spike you up in Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
But then like it doesn't increase as much as you think it would beyond that point.
All right. Well, if there's any Europeans watching, you can fact check this. I'm just be laughing. Like you guys are way off because I thought like once you get up there, that's really hot because body temperature is what 98 degrees.
Yeah, 98.6.
Yeah, but like outdoor temperatures can get. I thought it was like when you're in the upper 20s, you're hitting like the 90s in Europe. That's like a hot. That's like a heat wave. Yeah.
And that actually checks out, and it is like mid 30s, I think, when it does finally hit 98.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
but either way, but 8 degrees Celsius not that warm, really.
No, it's not.
But I think like we talked about, I think the idea was the designers were like, this is kind of the tipping point. This is when like the planet will start to naturally warm itself. Like it will get warmer and warmer.
There's enough greenhouse gases to keep everything in.
Exactly.
Water's gonna be naturally coming up from the underground.
So it's
water
not like
sources.
a perfect planet. Yeah, and that's also like the greeneries aren't supposed to represent these like lush forests, but maybe just like some vegetation or like some crops are growing on the land, right?
Yeah. Speaking of which, have you seen there's over in Africa in some of the desert areas, they've started massive projects where I guess if you dig out a certain shape out of the sand and plant greenery inside of it, it actually becomes self-sustaining, despite the fact that it's a desert climate. Right. So they've been doing some really active ecological work over in Africa, which is really cool to see. Before we, get too far off on too many more tangents. It's my turn, and I have to do something.
I think so.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, I guess you kind of have to.
1, 2, 3.
I've done a lot. I feel like I've done a lot. Now, so
you've done a lot. You're poor now?
Well, relatively, yeah.
Okay.
Compared to, not compared to you, but compared to me in the past, yes.
Yes. Compared to you from last turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and actually do the standard project. Sorry, not standard project. Do my power infrastructure. And I'm going to sell... Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm not. I'm going to sell this one card.
Okay.
That is no longer
project.
Yeah.
Abandoned research.
That will give
years
you
of research down the drain. How many generations have you had that card? It was like
probably. No, I got it.
They were working on that science for a lifetime.
They were, but then the oxygen level hit 14%. Yeah. It just wasn't worth it anymore.
Not worth it anymore.
But I can build toll station.
Okay.
And this gives me 1 money production for every science tag or for every space tag that you have.
I do have a lot. And with a multiplayer game, this can be massive. So I have from Foblog, my corporation count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6
is what I count.
So 6 money production is a very good amount.
It was 7.
7.
1. Yeah, 7. So you will want.
Still a very good amount.
Yeah, you're kidding.
And that I'm gonna let you.
Okay. Yep. Mine over to me.
Oh, I did not get a pet for this city.
Yes, you should have gotten one for that. You're right. All right.
It's funny that I built the pets, but you built the cities.
Yeah. Yep. That's right. That's the nice interaction on some of these cards. Where are we at? We're at -12. So these off for that. I think I was considering. Oh, I have Martian Rails and I haven't activated it. So let me activate that. I have to spend an energy.
And in exchange, I get mega credits equal to cities on Mars. Like this is
Which
our little
is
interrail.
7 now.
Is it 2, 4, 6? Only on Mars itself.
Oh, for some reason I thought you had a second city over here. 2,
No.
5, 6.
Yes. I mean, maybe I should have built one before I did it, which is what I was considering. But I didn't. So, and that's a nice little production for me. Back to you, Brian. Let's see what you
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spend 8 heat
Yep.
to increase my TR
Yep, and then temperature.
and the temperature.
I got your TR.
Oh, actually, I can do it twice.
So you go 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it twice.
Okay, so that brings us
I
to
need to get
-8.
a little bit more money in the next generation. I think that's gonna make a big
Okay.
difference.
Kind of. Let's change that. Let's see. It doesn't really change everything. That's what I whispered. But let's see how much money I have right now. I have 20, 33. And I do have some heat. 2, 6, 8, 10, 12. Brian is out. He's tapped on heat. But we do have thermalists at play, right? You funded that. It would be really satisfying if I won that. After you funded it. There's nothing I love better in this game than someone funding an award and you get it. And it's kind of rude, but it's so good.
It is so good.
Because you did pay nothing for that. Especially in a 2-player, it's a 10-point swing. You get 5 points versus now I get the 5 points.
Yeah.
That's a huge swing. So you have to be pretty careful of those. So that's a big thinking point. Like, do I want to spend this heat or do I want to, especially we're getting closer, but I have reasons.
Are they good ones?
No, they're not. Okay, on second thought, I'm not going to do anything. I think, in fact, I'll just pass for this generation.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and read my livestock.
Cow. Yeah.
I don't believe
It is. It's a Martian.
anything else that I want to do.
Yep.
So I will now
I'll check
also
with you
generationally
first.
pass pulling
Right.
off my
That's
colored player cubes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this honestly is probably going to be the last generation. Do you
Think
agree
so?
with me?
I don't know because there's 3 oceans left. There's still quite a bit of heat. I think we're looking at maybe 2 or maybe even 3 more generations. We'll see. It depends on what you have in your hand because there are
That'll
cards.
be really interesting if
Yeah.
it is 3. Yeah.
Yeah, because we'll be at generation. What are we at? We should be at. Are we moving this properly?
Yes, we're at 10, and so now we're at 11.
Did you start the game?
No, you start. We're at
Oh,
11
we're-
now.
Okay, we're at
Yes.
11 now.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha. So we missed one.
Okay,
So it is kind of long game so far. It could end this gen if somebody has if they're holding. We got a long ways to go on the temperature track.
We
but
do have a long
both
ways to
do
go
have
on
a
the
lot of
temperature.
heat. The oceans can happen very quickly. There are some big cards that I've been looking for that drop oceans, that upgrade the temperature, that kill plants because they're simulating crashing asteroids into the
Yeah.
surface, raising the heat, creating oceans that way, and it's destroying plants. In the meantime, you get to destroy the player's plants. We have had none of those cards.
we
Because
have
I had
not
plants
seen-
too. That's why I was scared. I had like 8 plants. I thought you might have one. You can
Yeah,
use
but
it
I
against
did
me,
not.
right? But they're buried deep.
They
Or
are
you
very
took them
deep
out.
in this deck. I definitely did not. No.
We're gonna find them eventually.
Let's see. So I have 19 mega credit production
We're
and
doing
43, which puts me at 62.
And I'm at 38 and 11, so I'm at 49.
Oh,
Back. 3 of these.
I've got the 7 plant production, 7 power production, and you will be drawing cards first this time. I'm gonna go ahead and pull those for you.
Please give me some of those sweet red cards.
Don't forget to keep those separated from your hand until you have purchased them.
Yes, thank you. Good reminder.
And at this point, it's
Ah.
almost
Comical how badly I'm drawing at this point. The game is what it is. Not bad.
6.
Is it? At this point of the game,
Well, definitely not grabbing this card, but I do believe I'm going to keep all 3 of these.
okay.
So that's going to cost me 9 money. Mega credit.
Mega credits.
Mega.
I'm keeping all 4. Why not?
Wow.
Why
I mean,
should
at this
I?
point in the game, you're rich.
Yeah, I'm so rich. So that's 12. 12 mega credits. I'm putting 15 to get 3. Still not getting any of those cards that I really want that would be fun in this game. It would be like change the dynamic of the game so much if I was like
Would.
bombing your plants. We've actually finished it. I would still probably want to destroy your plants because it's still points.
Still points, yeah.
But they're just not gonna So
I'm also surprised by the lack of city project cards that we
yeah, they had you had the one, I think.
Yeah.
that's it. Because there are a handful. There's 5 or 6, I think.
Yeah.
Old cities.
There's a capital city, there's Noctis City, there's the city that bridges cities. I can't remember what that one's called.
True.
There's the Cupola City, there's the Dome City, there's the Open Air City.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are quite a few.
Yeah. It's not happening for us. All right. Well, speaking of, let's see. We're doing pretty good on the plants.
I am doing pretty good on science.
Well, we got one of them that came. That's urbanized area, the one that bridges cities. So
Yes.
we'll go ahead and throw that out there. So what this lets me do is it builds a city between 2 cities, right?
Mhm.
It has to be adjacent to 2 cities, which normally you can't place cities adjacent to one another, like Brian explained earlier. But in this case, it allows you to. So I have to pay first the 10. I'm going to only pay 2 for my steel. I need that other steel for one of my cards. And then I need 6 more mega credits on the rest. And then I get to place a city adjacent to at least 2 other, it could be more. Go ahead and decrease my interview for yep, and increase my mega credit by 2. And you get 1 more pet on your pet card. So don't forget that.
Wonderful.
Yep. So I'm gonna put it right here between yours and mine. There's already 2 granaries there, which is pretty sweet. And then do that. I get a city down there. And then for my second action, I am going to activate the space elevator. Do that. That last steal for 5.
Very nice. All right, for 3 money, I am going to build research coordination. It's very nice in that it acts as any sort of tag, which I need because for now 13 money, I have 7 science tags.
Oh God,
which lets me build
so good.
the anti-gravity technology, meaning all cards will now cost me 2 fewer mega credits.
Yep, it's a great card. And you paid for that one, yeah?
Yes.
Yep, got it.
And that is my second action.
It was a good card. It was a great card.
It's a
It's
great
because
card.
also 3 victory points.
It takes
The
the
points
3 victory
alone
points is
make it
really
worth it.
nice.
All right, I'm playing Callisto Hemo Mines, which is a Jovian tag. Some victory points in the game. It's also space, which I just desperately need some space cards. So I can pay 8. Is that no 6,
6.
because of my discount?
Because of
I
your
can play
well,
6. Well,
it's not a discount figure. Yeah. Your efficiency.
My better titanium. I got better quality titanium.
Higher quality titanium than the rest of
Yeah,
us.
it raises my mega credit production up by 3. It counts as a Jovian tag, which is great for my strategy that I'm going with. Yeah. And then it's back to you, Brian, I think, because I need a second to consider what I'm doing next.
For 2 money, because of my steep discount.
3, you got 3, discount of 3.
Yep, I'm going to play technology demonstration, which anti-gravity technology as a science tag.
yeah, it was a
Let me
science.
put this. I could have discarded a card to draw a card if I had wanted to do that. I am going to choose not to do that. But I am going to play technology demonstration, which will then let me draw a card, and then the card itself also lets me draw 2. And then I will, as you're taking your turn, decide whether or not
Discard and draw if you want.
whether I can discard and draw using them. Oh yeah, and I'm definitely there's no reason to have something that generates oxygen.
So good, yeah. All right.
And that was 2 actions from me.
It's getting tough.
It is. It's interesting because at this point, pretty much any card is going to be worth playing just to play the card. We have so many resources. At least that's how I'm feeling over here.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends. It really just depends. So especially victory point cards, they can be very strong right now. I'm just trading in some I need to try to figure out how much heat I have. Just kind of moneying up, see what is going on with all this heat.
Yeah. You definitely have a significant lead on me.
Yeah, I do. And I'm trying to maintain that lead while also getting points. There's also on the temperature track, there's this bonus ocean that you get, which is pretty nice. So I'm always hesitant to let the heat get too close to that, because there's cards that raise the heat by 2 or 3 steps in one card. And I don't want anybody to get that ocean. So kind of will sometimes hold out a little bit longer. So that's what I'm kind of calculating. Okay, I have 2 heat raises in mind, but that's it. Maybe I don't want to do that.
Okay. Still have quite a bit of money. I was thinking about I think I'm ready to pass. I feel like I'm doing enough. I definitely at least should activate my Martian rails, which I just covered.
That is a good choice.
Yeah. Although I feel like, I mean, you could build a city, but I'm only losing one like credit by activating versus after you build a city. So I'm just going to go ahead and activate it. I pay energy. In exchange, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 credits. And go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I'm going to do a standard project city.
Yeah.
I desperately need another city in order to start creating
That's
more
fine.
victory points. And I am going to build right here, which will hopefully give me the opportunity to blossom.
Let's see.
Speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and spend 7 plants on a greenery.
Yep. When you built that city, remember you get the 1 mega credit production because West Standard Project
Thank you.
gives you 1.
Yep.
And you also get a pet.
I am glad you're here.
Yep.
My mind is getting tired.
You're good. It's been a long day for sure.
Yeah, so
We're
I'm going to
getting
put
closer.
this one here. So that's going to give me 2 money
Yeah.
and a plant, 2 mega credits and a plant. And then that will also, right, effectively be 2 additional victory points at the end of the game.
Yep.
So that is my second action. Okay.
All right. Yeah, Roberto is back on you, I think.
Thank you,
I
Roberto.
won him over.
I appreciate you.
Okay, I don't know. I really don't have anything going except for just standard projecting. So I'm going to build a city as well. Why not? Why shouldn't I have a city?
You know, they say imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Hey, now I built the first standard project city. Yeah,
You build the first
I
standard
was
project.
desperation. I'm gonna build it right here. It's unconventional, but I'm gonna build it right here. It'll give me 4 back as a rebate, which is pretty nice. It's next to one of your greeneries, puts a little pressure on you as well. Oh, that was only 2 of them, so I should have done 4 because that's 2 oceans.
Did you also get the plants?
Oh, was there a plants there?
Yes,
Whoops,
I
1,
believe
right?
there's 1.
Yeah, thank you. And I go up 1 on my mega credit production from my city, and you get a pet as well. If you didn't from my city,
Yes.
it's a nice thing for you.
Turn 4 of these in for a silver pet
Ooh.
resource cube.
They're half a point each, though, so they're not dying, but it's a lot.
Every little bit helps.
That's you're gonna have a lot of points.
Now that city was your first action, correct?
Yeah, now I'm gonna pass for my second one. Just let go to you.
Okay. I am going to go ahead and turn in my 7 plants for another greenery. You know, I really miss the days when raising the ostriches. got me another,
I did kind of swoop in on you there, and I think it was a good play by me because otherwise you were just gonna get them. Like,
yeah.
You were just gonna get those.
pretty
points.
much inevitable.
Yeah,
Just with the
Right.
sheer amount of plants that I've been
especially
able to
just
brew.
how much money I had stockpiled. So if you have Noctis City, it's gonna be really nice because they're almost surrounded.
It would be wonderful.
Whoever gets it's gonna be. Happy.
However, for free, I get to play hackers.
Oh, true.
And so what hackers is going to do is it's going to reduce my power production 1 step, but it decreases Jacob's money production by 2 and increases my mega credit production by 2, pulling me up to 22. Then
Back to
that's
me.
my second action.
I use my blue actions. Could standard project some more stuff. I don't really feel like it. So I think I'm just gonna pass. Wait, I think we're going 1 more gen at least. We're going to 12.
Yeah, we're definitely going to go at least 1 more.
Heat's a little
We did
stagnant.
not. Yeah, both of us are hesitating to spend, our
That's-
heat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I actually am happy with this. Well, I guess actually at this point we're generating the same amount every generation.
Pretty
Yeah,
close.
Well, I just dropped down to 6, so I believe you're actually at 7. So every generation from here, you'll actually be generating slightly more than I will be. For 9 money, I'm going to go ahead and build the ecological zone, and this is another one of these cards that every time I play either a plant or a or animal tag, it will get tokens.
Nice.
It's activated by both of its own. That also activates decomposers, and then I have to place this special, and I have to place it adjacent to any greenery.
Yeah, anywhere you want.
And you know what? I'm actually going to place it right here.
Grab those 2 plants.
Grab those 2 plants. Also block you from being able to put another greenery
Nice.
there.
Yep. Yep. 2 more plants for you.
2 more plants.
Not bad. All right.
I I'm just going to go ahead and run through my generational actions. I'm going to build a livestock. I'm going to build a nitrate reducing bacteria. And I am going to go ahead and consume one of my nitrate reducing bacteria, pull it over to my hands, which is not something that I've done.
Yep. And when you play your eco zone, you got those extra microbes on your decomposers, right?
Yeah, I only get one though, right? Or do I get one for each
I think
tag?
you get one for each.
Oh, then I get
because
one
it carries each tag. It carries a plant tag and an animal tag. So those are 2 separate tags. You get one for each. Yeah, it's really nice.
Nice.
And also eco zone, you put them on there. It looks like eco zone procs itself.
Procs itself. I'll put 2 tags. That is really nice. Yeah. Okay, and then with that, I'm going to go ahead and generationally pass.
Okay.
And that puts us into the production phase.
Okay.
Okay, I have to do some math.
Yeah, it's getting late. It's getting late. 38 and 15. Is that what? Yeah. 48, 53, 53. That sounds right.
Thankfully, my numbers aren't terrible. Yeah, I had 22 mega credit production and 43 TR.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't have to do that awkward crossover pin
for
boundary.
sure. Definitely, it's a challenge. So, I have forsaken plants. I have not never had a plant production. I have some cards in I had a card in my hand that does it. I don't think I'm ever going to play it honestly because eventually it's just not worth it. I mean, it's a lot. There's some heavy production cards, and it's just like there are only 1 or 2 gens left probably. We're on Gen 12 now. So I'll pass over to you.
Which it's interesting because plant is actually the only production that matters for the final generation. After
you do get a bonus.
You get one bonus opportunity to spend plants to build green. Here's your 4 cards to choose from for generation research. Might as well. Garbage.
Also, I'm
Wow. The total money value of these cards is 15.
Yeah. For you or in general?
No, in total.
Yeah.
The total cost to play all 4 of these cards would be 15.
Yeah.
Which really is not
cheap. Yeah. Yeah, why not? I'm gonna take 3. It cost me 9, 3, 6, 9. So 12.
Yeah, I'm only gonna. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna keep 3 so that I have a card to discard from Mars University.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a good strategy in general with Mars U. Unless you have something that lets you draw cards, which you don't really have anything. There, like I said, there's actions on you pull cards, and you have some passive ability to do that, but you don't have an active one. So
yeah. I never got AI Central.
Yeah, AI Central for you would be killing me if you got AI Central earlier in the game. Because you just would be drawing so many great cards. You already are drawing great cards and you have good synergies. Mine are not coming.
For 3 money, I'm going
probably
to go ahead.
Again. But you were winning.
Yeah, I definitely was. At this point, it's definitely a lot more on the fence.
Yeah.
The Trans Neptune Pro is really nice. I get to activate my science effects. So I am going to put a token there, and I'm going to discard that card that I kept.
Only cost you 3 as well.
In order to draw another card, and please. Okay.
Bad or good?
Actually, pretty good.
Okay.
I'm actually pretty happy with that.
All right.
Was that my first or my second active?
I think that was your first. You just put that card.
So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go as I think about this card that I just got.
All right. I'm gonna play for 13. It's not a titanium, but maybe marshmallow. It's a good play. I'm gonna play Asteroid Mining Consortium plus 13. And what that does is it steals a titanium production from Brian and gives it to me instead.
My only titanium.
I know.
Production.
It's lucky that you had that. Mostly I was doing it for the tag and the point. Yeah. Ooh. Blech. These cards. Who picked these cards?
Jacob Frexilius.
No, I drafted them. I hate them. I just cannot do anything with them. It feels like I feel very stuck. Very just nothing's really clicking. I mean, I have some good stuff, but not great. Go ahead, Brian.
That reminds me of a story. So
Okay.
when I lived in Ukraine,
Yeah.
I used to volunteer to teach English classes. I taught this English class with a woman whose name was Lyudmila.
Yeah.
And one day she decided that the topic of choice for her class was going to be dating.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And so she was talking about American dating culture and all these things, which she was not qualified to speak with. She just didn't understand really American culture at all.
Oh.
But she did speak very good English. Now, here's one of the highlights of my entire experience in Ukraine was this one class. We're all sitting there. We also have a member of the Peace Corps. His name was Bill, who was sitting there with us. So there's 3 Americans, right? 2 little missionaries, and then this man named Bill. And then, her 7 or 8 students that were in the class. And she says, now, when you're taking a woman on a date, one of the nicest compliments that you can give her is, that's some nice stuff you're wearing. Just straight face. She honestly believed that was the nicest thing you could tell a woman when you took her out.
Well, I mean, maybe not in that exact phrase in English. Like complimenting them on what they're wearing is nice. Maybe not
Correct.
the nicest compliment, but the way that they
Yeah. But
That's
can
some
you
nice
imagine?
stuff.
That's some nice stuff you're wearing. When you pick her up, you open the
It's
door.
also very vague. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so vague.
Yeah, it's true. Not so great. But
Not
maybe stuff has a different connotation. Maybe that's like a weird. So maybe it just doesn't translate right.
well. So here's the thing. It's definitely not something you'd say in Russian, right?
Right,
You would
okay.
say "хорошие вещи."
Yeah.
Or yeah, if it's a date, probably.
Yeah.
But and I would have been fine if the idea behind it was compliment the things she's wearing.
Yeah,
right?
like you look
Compliment
like
her earrings
yeah,
or
yeah, like you look
shoes.
gorgeous. Like you're gorgeous.
Uh,
like that. It's a better
exactly.
compliment, obviously. So I was thinking maybe there's something lost in the translation. Maybe it's supposed to be a more broad comment about you're beautiful, you look great, whatever, right? Because you look great in English. If you were teaching a basic English course, saying you look great is a very nice
That
compliment.
is actually a
Yeah.
good compliment.
but yeah.
But that's some nice stuff you're wearing doesn't cut it for a lot of
Right,
reasons.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
And,
it doesn't sound right for sure.
She was very adamant that specifically was the phrasing that you had to use. And both of us and Bill were like, this is this is not. So I did just draw
Maybe she-
Soletta from Mars University.
Yeah.
It's expensive, but it gives me 7 heat production.
Yeah,
which might give me the cutting edge in our heat race,
know.
depending on how many
This is
generations
stalling the
it
game
takes
big
us.
time because
Yeah.
neither of us are wanting to. Because now I'm like, do I want to spend that heat? Because now he's going to be producing quite a bit.
Yeah. But we're not close enough that you can really clinch it out, right? So we're still kind of incremental steps away.
No, which is
Yeah.
really tracking the game. We're going to make this stream so long because we're like, let's go 14, 15 gems. Why
That's
not?
all right. I mean, there's this weird love triangle between you, me, and Roberto.
I know he's back to
That's
you.
definitely keeping
Yeah.
people involved.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Because right now my cards are not great for really anything. I could sell them. Some of them are good late game cards. Some of them are requirements I haven't met, but I'm hoping that I was hoping maybe the cards will come my way, and so I'm not ready to give up on that dream yet. So, and I'm just waiting for you to just rush into the game so you win. That's what I feel like sometimes because you have good production, you have good plants. I don't think the cities are tapped out on the board. There's a couple places. So I'm going to do something, seeing that you have good plant production. I have nothing, but the game is dragging. I mean, it's talking strategy. You normally would tell your opponent.
Yeah.
But I'm going to build a couple cities because why not? Because I have all this money. I feel like the game is dragging. For my turn, I'm going to do 2 actions. So I'm going to do a double standard project city. So
Honestly, I think
50
that's a really good play at this
50
point in the
mega
game.
credits, right? Yeah, and I'll see if I get any of this back. I don't, depending on where I place them. But yeah, I think so too because you're building a lot of plans. I have nothing on plans, but maybe it'll come in. And me, I'm kind of eliminating where you can build cities.
Yeah. That's the really big play
Yeah.
is that okay, there's only so many spaces left on the board that cities can even be built.
And the game is dragging, so I mean, the board is probably going to be pretty full by the end of the game.
In fact, I can only see 2 valid city locations
are there any?
that are left. There's
two?
one here and one
Oh
here.
yeah, those are both very bad.
They're both very
Yeah.
bad places to build.
Right. So I just got the 2 premium city spots, and I did it before I used my Martian rails, which is going to be nice. You do get 2 more pets, which is super nice. There's also a card in here that there are cards that give you mega credits sometimes when cities replace or what have you. Nobody has any of those, or I think I may have thrown it away really early because there weren't any cities and I didn't think there would be a lot. But obviously I was wrong. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I mean, it made me kind of poor again, but I think I don't have much else to do right now on my hand. So go ahead, Brian. Those are my two.
That's fair. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spend 4 money to get 6 back here. I'm going to play Flooding. This is going to let me play an ocean right here,
I lose
and it's
money,
going to
right?
cost you 4 money.
Yep.
And I get 4 plants
Yeah,
for
for
that.
that. It's really nice. And you get a terraforming point. So I'm
I
gonna
get a
do that,
terraforming
so
point.
don't forget.
For the
And
for the
if-
ocean, and then I'm actually going to go ahead and build my generational ocean.
Yep.
Using
give
an
you 2
aquifer
more
pumping.
plus
Yeah.
points.
That'll give me 2 more plants, 4 more plants, and 2 money.
Yeah.
4 plants, 2 money.
I'm really glad I built that though. I built those cities though, because that's a nice spots there for cities. Or
Plants,
greener.
2 money, and that is both my actions. Did you give me the second TR for the second ocean?
Think so.
Okay,
Wonderful. Trying to
I
remember.
think that's I started with 43. None of the greeneries obviously increased my TRs
You
over
haven't
the
done
oceans.
yet. Anything else?
I
Okay,
haven't done
cool.
anything else.
I think I did. It was kind of cool. All right. So, okay. Interesting. So, yeah. Also, I really like everywhere you go greeneries, you're giving me at least some points, passive points right now. So it's good for me too. So I'm going to use space elevator and turn that into money. And then, because I'm not trying to squeeze every bit of efficiency out of this, I'm also going to use Martian rails because I don't. It's all spending energy, and I'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's pretty
It's
nice.
a very nice amount of money.
Yeah, for just 1 energy, it's pretty good. All right, now it's 2 actions.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to go ahead and standard project aquifer, and nab that last ocean
Get your
victory point.
Yeah, makes sense. Get it while you can.
This will give me 3 more plants and 2 more money.
Yeah, very nice.
And yeah, now at this point, I think I need to start popping out some of these greeneries.
Sure.
So I'm going to go ahead and spend 7 plants here, grab a greenery, and put it in, I think, like the last possible location to not give Jacob a point.
It's all you.
That's all me.
From now on, it's me. Yeah, definitely. Just honing in on those spots. All right, and you're very poor, but you could convert energy to money. I know you have that ability.
I do have the ability to do that.
Decide if it's time for yeah. Fine. I'll play bushes. That's cost 10. It gives me 2 plants, and it gives me 2 plant production, which I have not had in this game. So now I'm in the current game.
You are in the plant game.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
and back to you, Brian.
Side. I think honestly, I'm going to build 2 more greeneries.
2 more. You have that many plants?
I do.
Dang.
It's all of them.
Yeah.
But
Those
and
are city tells. Or the backs are
but
green.
yeah, the backs are
forget about
greeneries,
that.
yep.
I
So-
like all organized them earlier, yeah.
one of them goes here because
Yeah.
that gives me points, and oops, I think the other goes here because although it does give you 2 points,
Yeah.
yeah, it'll give me 2 money back.
2 money, yeah. Okay. Back and is that so you built 2
Yep,
greeneries?
that 2 greeneries for 2 actions. It'll be really interesting if you win by 1 point. That greenery
Yeah, sure.
will
It's
be the
gonna,
reason.
you're gonna be
That's the first.
ruining that green.
point.
You'll ruin that greenery. I'm just building condos next to all of the greenery. I built a couple greenery. I built 4, but that's like not that many compared to that. You're gonna get a lot of points from greeneries.
I'm gonna get
And a lot from cities too, but I'll try to match that a little bit on just having all those cities out there
yeah.
that I was just building all over the board. Where are we at on heats? We're at -8.
-8. It's interesting, right? 2 of the global requirements have been fully met, and we've
You're
been
at
stagnated.
15? Where'd you get
Yeah,
all that heat
15.
from?
Well, don't forget that I was generating, 12 power
Yeah.
around for a while.
You're at 15. I'm at similar, I think. I don't know, 5, that's 10. 15, I'm at 20 something, 23. You got a lot coming over.
Yeah. So I'll have 6 coming over and then 7 generated.
Yeah, I don't really I mean, I'm gonna money up this a little bit more again, so I think it's important to retail for now and in the future. If I think color up,
Good choice. Yeah.
kind of better understand where we're at because maybe I want to do some of this, but probably not.
Yeah. It becomes the sort of race of, well, am I going to win Thermalist? If not, then it's worth it to spend right.
Yeah. All right. No, I think I'm just going to pass for this generation. I think I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got some generational actions left.
Yeah, I did all my stuff.
I've got to put a microbe here. I need to build a livestock here. I need
Some
to
points on those little resource coins.
use an ant to eat this microbe.
Yeah. Yep.
There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, it might be worth it to use power infrastructure to sell 1 power for 1 money.
Yeah.
To then use space mirrors to increase
Okay.
my energy production 1 step. And that will be the end of the gym.
All right. So we do a production. We are removing all of our generational cubes. So I'm at 38. Plus 17
Plus 7 more 8.
55.
That's 7 more.
How many viewers do we still have stuck with us at this point, Brian?
Let's see.
It's been a long ride.
We are down to 3.
Oh, 3.
Yes.
All right.
But still,
it out.
that's yeah.
Yep.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Well, yeah, I think we
Don't worry.
probably have.
There's going to be a very satisfying conclusion.
Yeah, I think there's going to be like a burst of heat production pretty soon. So we're up to Gen 13. Oh, I did on money.
22. 46 is 68 mega credits. 2, 4,
Okay.
6. Yeah, most of my late night viewers are huge League fans.
Gotcha.
And so normally, like toward the start of the evening, I'll have people who are more interested in my variety content, and then typically by about 11 o'clock, because most of my late night viewers are West Coast, and all my West Coast friends are huge League players.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. All right. So we're ready to research.
We are ready to research. This goes over to you.
Yep.
1,
Gen
2,
13.
3, 4. There you
It's
go.
a long game for me. So usually at ooh, what is this? Oof. Okay. Things are happening. Not great things, but they're happening.
So honestly, that's probably worth doing.
These 2.
Oh yeah, you need to separate. Those are mine. Definitely don't need you. Oh, that's interesting.
Let's keep 2.
I am going to keep 4.
4.
12 money. Out the window.
Just gone.
Just gone.
Just gone.
Invested.
I have 0 science tags. I just don't like the science. I just like money. This is yeah. This is, yeah. Nobody builds on Mars better than me. It's all condos and money.
You've got the luxury
Mhm.
housing for anybody coming over.
All right. Let's see. So I can do something now. Something that
Oh, wait,
you're just
no.
gonna be. You don't
I have
want-
no idea why I kept this. Oh wait,
Do you have it up? I do what I know. You just
there's no
no
reason for me
previous
to keep
self, so
that
get your
back,
3
so.
back. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna do something that's gonna make you shake your fists eventually, but not
Okay.
yet. So I'm getting there. I'll get there. All right. So I can't do anything to your damn plans, even though I want to.
it's a little too late for that.
Well, could still blow up some plans, maybe. All right, so I'm going to play Advanced Alloys, which is a really nice card. It increases your titanium and your steel. It increases their value by 1. So steel is now 3. Titanium for me is now 5. It was 4 before,
Yep.
now it's 5. Really great card. Would have been fantastic earlier.
Yeah, that would be so strong for you.
But basically, I just want the science tag, and I'm gonna use it for sure. I mean, that's gonna come in handy. And then I'm gonna play research as well. Oh, sorry, I gotta pay for that, obviously. So 9, and I'm gonna play research right after it. So that's 11. So that's 20. So those 2 gold cubes. Research is 2 more science tags.
So that allows me to draw 2 cards. Would have been a really nice card for you. But that's not the card that I was talking about that you're going to be showing your fist at. You'll see it soon.
You probably
Soon
have
enough.
AI syndrome, which would
It's
be
coming.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and pay 10
So late though.
for Immigrant City.
Oh, nice. Well,
Yeah.
at this point,
It
in the
would have been
game,
nicer
and-
way earlier, but honestly, it's a really cheap city.
Yeah,
It's a lot cheaper
is
than the
cheap.
standard project. I'm gonna place it here,
Yeah.
which gives me 2 plants and 2 money.
Yeah.
1, 2, and then I'm gonna use those 2 plants along with these 5 to go ahead and build a greenery.
Okay.
And this one is kind of neutral.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Since
two more money though.
Yep. So
Mega
2 more
credits.
plants and 2 more mega credits.
So when you build Immigrant City, you should have got a pet. So
I
don't
should
forget
get a
that.
pet.
And your mega credit production would have gone down by 1,
Oh, I thought. Oh, you're correct.
and
So
your energy by 1 as well. If you didn't get that
I did get the energy.
down by 1, yeah. Because Immigrant City takes your mega credit production down by 2, but you get +1 mega credit production when anyone builds a city. So really nice early in the game. It is still very cheap.
Yes.
Anytime in the game, which is nice. But it's better if you can play it early because then during the game, anytime anyone builds a city, you get more mega credit production passively, which is really nice. Like if you played that before I did all those standard project cities,
Yes.
that would have been like the perfect time if it
So
was
much more
possible.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so here we go. Here's AI Central coming out. The card that Brian was like longing for the whole game.
Yes.
Still not like coming out this late in the game isn't ideal, but it's still really nice. So it costs 21. It is a building. So now with my advanced alloys, that's 3, 6, 9, 12. I keep 1 behind because I still have that space elevator. So I have to pay 9. So there's 1 back bronze. I decrease my energy production by 1. And now on my turn, I can activate AI Central to just draw 2 cards from the deck. So this is what I've been needing so badly. And I got 2 cards that are just complete garbage.
That's great news for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one of them I might keep. The other one I'm probably going to end up selling. Yeah, because it's really not good. It's just really, really bad.
That was your second action, then, correct?
Yes, because I activated it.
Okay, so I am going to go ahead. And contemplate my life decisions.
Why did I do any of
Yes.
this?
Why did I do any of this? What has it all come to? For 7, what was I planning? Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and fund a third award.
Oh,
I think it's gonna give me 5 victory points. I think it's worth doing. And I'm going to find scientists.
okay. Yeah, good choice. I mean, I think you're running away with it. I did throw a bunch of science tags down,
Yeah.
but not,
I
not
have
enough.
8.
Right?
I have 8.
And I'm
So-
at 4 right now. Yeah.
Well, I guess actually at this point, landlord might be better.
I mean,
One,
if I were
two,
you, we play a friendly game. If I were you,
Yeah.
probably landlord, but you'd have to count the cubes. But I think you still have quite a bit of an edge on me. I mean, the ones
Yeah.
in space count.
Yep.
It's basically you just count the colored cubes, right? Which is kind of hard, but you have a lot more out there than me right now.
I do. And
Um,
there's not, and the bigger part is that technically you could pull. I have no way of interacting with your amount of science stats, but I can build more on
Yeah,
the
you
surface
can
of
just-
Mars to
Just keep
prevent you
going.
from being able
Yeah,
to do
for
it.
sure.
So, but that is my. I'm gonna pass it back to you. I
Yeah.
can't remember if that was my second action or my first action, but it
fun
was
to-
an
and-
action.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But I'll just do one action and then I'll kind of even it out. So I'm going to do my space elevator action. So go back to you, Brian.
We can go ahead and take these back. There's 3
yeah,
awards
we're fine
there,
here,
so.
sure.
Okay, with that happening, I'm going to go ahead and for free, I'm going to build caretaker contract.
Yep.
Gives me an
That's
alternate
nothing.
way to spend heat so that you. Oh wait, I can't. We're not
Oh,
at
you're
0
not there
degrees
yet.
Celsius.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's the only thing that's tricky about that card is you have to wait a while to play it. Otherwise, it would be really good early for a lot of strategies.
For 8 money, however,
Uh,
do that. 1, 2,
Do you
3.
think you
Grab
go for
silver
8?
back.
yeah.
I
Okay,
can
yeah,
build GHG factories,
Okay.
decreasing my power production by 1 once more, but giving me 4 heat production, which puts me up to 11.
Right. Gotcha.
So that was my second attempted action,
Mhm.
first successful, but I will pass it back to you.
All right. We built all the oceans, right? They didn't really quite realize
All
that,
the
but
oceans
you
are
did
gone.
purposefully. build the last ocean.
Yeah, I had to do a standard project for it too.
Yeah. Mhm. How about
Yeah, we're both just sitting on this heat, being like, "No, I'm not giving you those
I
5
know.
points."
I know we're being very stubborn.
We are being
about
very
the heat.
stubborn.
I don't really want to give you that heat either. So, all right. So I'm gonna play adapted lighting.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah, which gives me a plant production, and that will cost me 9. And then I will go ahead as well and activate my Martian rails. So that's 1 energy for however many cities. We're at 12, I think.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. I
Yeah.
also came up with 12.
Yeah, because we were 11 last year. I think only one's been built at Immigrant City.
Immigrant City.
Okay.
Okay. For 20 money, I'm going to play my big space event
Oh,
of
nice.
imported nitrogen.
Yeah,
It gives me 1 TR.
Yeah.
It gives me
that's
4
a good card
plants.
for you. Yeah, really nice.
It gives me 3 microbes, which I'm going to go ahead and toss all of those on my hands. And it gives me 2 animals, and I'm going to go ahead and put those on my livestock.
Very good. Very good. All right. Oh, this serious.
Serious.
Where are we at? We're at 13. Gen 13. We're gonna go to 14.
The question is,
We wouldn't be if we just started cashing in our heat.
yeah,
Usually one person is like well ahead, so the other person starts spending their heat.
yeah,
Now
They get those
you
points.
definitely have better production on it than I do by a lot. So that's the question, like, do I want to start? But
Yeah.
dropping the heat up.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you go.
Yeah, while I contemplate that. Let's see. I do have ways to get heat, so that's why we're kind of in a stalemate because eventually you're gonna have enough heat that you're gonna feel comfortable just like raising the heat. But I like to. It's in my interest to stall the game. I think because I think I might still be losing, but you're generating so many points every round that I don't think I can catch. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
I definitely am generating, and I do, the 3 money advantage per card.
You're right. That's also
It essentially means every card that I play,
right.
I'm generating at least a small monetary advantage over Mr. Moneybags over there.
Yeah, I have money, but that's because I have anything to spend on. I've built like way more cards than I have. So if I pull this out, I mean that, but I just got AI Central. I'll get more cards. That's nice.
That's true.
Okay, so let's see. What did you funded random? I taught you
did.
how to scientist.
You
I
taught me
really
how to
shouldn't have
scientist.
because I had a couple more scientists in my card. I was like, please fund scientist. That'd be great. I have a chance at that.
Give you
one.
a chance, yeah.
Yeah, so you're saying there's a chance. All right. I think I might pass.
Okay.
Yeah, just let you do whatever you
So
want.
then, let's see. I'm going to activate nitrate reducing bacteria, livestock, ants.
Yeah.
And this is going to come straight over to ants.
Yep.
Livestock gets theirs.
Okay, you're pulling nitrite bacteria onto
Onto the ants
gotcha.
card.
Yeah.
I do think I'm going to go ahead and actually
Raise the heat.
raise the heat twice.
Wow. Okay. 2 more points.
2 more points there. And then
Too bad you were 16 for that. 16 heat for that.
16 heat for that.
Yep.
And then I've got enough to build another greenery, so I'm going to go ahead and get that out there. It's going to give me 4 money and 2 plants.
Yep.
I am out of cubes, which is
Out.
interesting. Out, yeah. And now I'll pull some back with a generational. What am I? 4 money. No. Yeah, 4 money, 2 plants.
I don't know if I've seen that. Well, I guess it's because also like
This is I mean, it's been a long game.
It's a
I've got
long
a
game.
lot on the board.
I'm
There's only
stalling
2
because
of
I'm
us.
losing. But
Yeah.
if you push it, I think you got this. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. I think actually, yeah, I've got enough for a third. I think. Yeah. I think ending the game and giving you those 5 points is more in my
Let's see.
interest.
You're at net 2.
Yeah, we're
You
negative
should use
2.
your TR in there.
That gives me 1 more
Yeah.
TR.
You're beating me a lot on TR as well. So I think TR plus the greeneries, plus even if I get more victory points, which is going to be close, because even on VPs, I think I have some stuff in my hand, but I don't think I'm going to be able to catch you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that does mark the end of this generation. Because there's nothing else that I can do. So this comes over. I generate 11 and 5. 5. I do have obscene amounts of heat production at this point.
Yeah, you have a lot. How much are you producing?
11,
Oh God.
not including that which comes from power. And these are the solar steel tube. All right. And then I have 21 plus 50. So 71 mega credit production.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is just
Some saying
an obscene
shouldn't be
number.
allowed. Should be illegal, really.
I should be banished from the planet of
Yeah.
Mars.
Yeah, that's not right. It's just not right. The rich get richer.
All right, if you would move us up to 14, which would mark the end of a solo
Whew.
game. 2,
Yeah.
3, 4. These 4 come to me.
Yeah,
And then we'll pass 4 over to you.
All right.
There you go.
Please.
See if they can make all the difference.
Garbage.
Nope.
Oh yeah, here we go. This card also useless. Useless. These two, I guess. And it's pretty useless. I mean, no, we already built all those. So.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I got 2 useless cards.
Yeah,
I
that
really
happens.
would have preferred to
I
be able
got
to
two
buy
that
all
were pretty
4.
much useless as well, so don't feel bad. I'm right there with you.
Okay. So to start this generation off, you know what? I'm gonna keep one of those cards just so that I have a card to discard.
Okay.
Which I think
Oh
is-
yeah, I've done that before for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's it's literally unplayable, right? So
Happens.
I'm gonna spend 10 money on regular eaters.
Yeah.
Which is the reason that I pulled this card back because I know it's gonna play that. So I'm gonna discard that for Mars University. I'm also going to spin that science token to draw another card.
Okay. Sure. No action.
Well,
Uno.
Those suck. And then I'm going to spend 11 money to build predators.
Predators.
Predators
They have
require
no
11
animals.
Yeah, you have no animals, so I'm going to have to eat my own. I can't eat my pets.
Yeah.
You know, there's really, honestly, nothing worth eating.
Yeah. You're a livestock guy. But yeah, that no. Okay.
But I have the card so that you won't
Yeah.
play animals.
All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna use my first action to play AI Central and draw 2 cards. You can also use, well, for some of the action cards that don't recruit resources, you could use tokens like your gold tokens.
Well, I can pull another color.
These aren't terrible. I'll
Speaking
take
of which,
these
I
two.
need to take all these.
Okay, and then I'm gonna play Media Group for my next one.
Oh,
Blue
nice.
Card that costs 6. I get a discount on that with my Earth. It's been a
With
long
Earth tag?
time. Yeah, it's been a long time since I played Earth Tag. Since the beginning. Yeah, so play 3 actually, so that's really good. And then that was 2 actions. AI Central and Media Group.
Delightful.
Yep.
I am now going to spend 8 heat to raise the temperature, and 8 heat again to raise it a second time.
Okay.
1, 2.
Yes. Okay. And
Yes.
then that was your 2 actions.
That's my 2
So
actions.
I'm playing Asteroid. So finally, I got one of those red action cards that allows me to destroy at least some of your planets. And it was the worst one, and then it's the smallest. It does the least amount of damage, but I have it. I have Medium Group as well, plus Optimal Arrow Breaking. This is what my strategy was built around. I didn't get any cards until potentially the last gen. So the first thing is it's an action card. It's a space card, so I can use all this titanium I have. My titanium was worth 5 each, so I'm going to spend 3 of them because I have so many. And it's an inefficiency of 1. I don't care about that anymore because it raises the temperature 1. Did you get your TR when you raise the temperature?
I did
there? Okay. I destroyed the plants, which you got.
I
I
destroyed
get 2
those.
titanium back, which is basically 10 back for me, which is not bad at all. And then because it's an action card, Media Group, and it's a space action, Media Group and Optimal Arrow Breaking go. So that gives me 6 mega credits back after I play it.
and it gives me 3 heat back, which is
You
also
made money playing
yeah,
that card.
I did.
Even
I did.
with the inefficiency of
yeah.
overspending.
This
that
is
day.
what I built around. And I got none of these cards. 0 cards. Like there are a lot of these. There are, I mean, not
There
a ton, but there are probably 7 or 8 space action cards at least in the deck. Probably more than that. There are quite
Yeah.
a few,
and
and I've only
most
got
of
a
them are
couple.
a lot chunkier than that.
Yes, there are some that drop double oceans and temperature raises, or drop like 3 temperature raises, like a lot. So it's a real bummer that those didn't come out for me. That kind of like hampered me quite a bit. But whatever, it happens. Oh wait, where did I play that? I put it in a discard, but it's important that those go in my personal discard.
And not the overall.
Because have you played any of the cards?
Yes, they're up here.
Okay, gotcha. You have your
Yep.
discard. Good. That's important because I have a card for that later. All right.
Now, was that 2 actions from me, or was that 1?
I think it was 2.
Okay.
I think I did 2 things. I can't remember. So.
I am going to do
Such a
the
chunky
Asteroid
action.
Standard Project twice.
Oh, okay. So you're ending the game.
I'm ending the game.
So there's a standard project, so you pay 28 because you don't get any discounts.
I do not get any discount on
But
standard
you end the
projects.
game, which is pretty solid.
And I stole the last 2 temperature.
yeah, which is what kind of what I did with the greeneries, but
Yep.
now you did it on that, which I could have, but now I have like way too much heat. I probably will get Thermalist, but at what cost? Like,
Yeah.
I could have gotten points for those heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
So that was essentially the trade-off. I knew that I had kind of handed you Thermalist. I had to make sure that I got at least 5
Sure.
points for my
Yeah,
heat
makes sense.
in order to make up for it.
All right. So I'm going to play now Import of Advanced GHG, which costs for me with the Earth reduction, it costs 6. So I'm going to play 1 of these and 1 of these. But then I get 6 mega credits back because it's a space and it's an action. So kind of like doing a little bit of laundering here to like get more money from out of all this titanium that I have way too much of. It does increase my thermal by 2, which is nice. I get 3 heat as well because it's a space. So I'm definitely winning Thermalist, which is kind of my play. And it's an event, right? Which is kind of just how I'm burning events out as well. What else can I do? Let's see. Man, the game is coming to an end. It's a sad time. I'm gonna play Lagrange Observatory. That one costs 9. I have no space discounts. I'm gonna play 2 titanium for that. Allows me to draw the card. And okay, it's kind of neat. You definitely use this one. Back to you.
Okay. I am going to spend 18 money to play Comet, which would have been more intelligent than one of those. But I'll
Should've paid
destroy
attention to my plants.
3 of your plants.
Yeah.
I literally just spent 18 money to destroy 3 of your plants.
Yeah. That's rude, but fine.
And
I had enough to build a greenery, which I should have done earlier in the generation. It was a bad play by me. Generally, you'll try to build your greeneries as fast as you can before people start bombing them.
Yep, I'm also going to play Radchem Factory using only steel.
Yep.
So I do decrease my energy production by 1 step, but I get 2 more TL.
Yeah, nice. All right, and I'm playing Invention Contest. It's another event, so it costs 2, but I get 3 back. So essentially, I have the money to pay for it, which you need. But I get 1 back from you. So I get to look at the top 3 cards and pick 1 of them to keep. So hopefully, it's something good. Not really. This one is okay. So I'll put these 2 back. That was my first action, I think. So then I'll play SF Memorial. These were 3 each. So we play 2 of those. And 1 of those. I have to draw another one. It's a victory one. This one.
Oh, drawing cards.
No, the card itself is a VP.
Okay.
Oh,
so...
you're just like giving me
Yeah,
shit because I haven't drawn cards forever. Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and build. Do I build this green? It's worth a point for me. It's worth a point for you. Yeah, I'll build it. I'm gonna build it right here, which gives me a plant back and 2 money.
Okay.
It's a victory point for me. It's worth a victory point for you.
Okay.
I'm also, yeah, I just I'm gonna start doing my generational things. I'm gonna go ahead and use regular theaters to put a microbe on this card.
All right, I'm space elevatoring to get my 5 credits. I'm gonna do a Martian
You have
Rails.
so much money still.
I know. Martian Rails will give me 12. I'm kind of just doing my generational things too before I just start spending all this money on whatever I can.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my livestock to get a point there. I'm going to start pulling yellow cubes as a secondary
Yeah,
source
fair.
of personal cubes.
That works.
And you use nitrate reducing bacteria to get a micro cube.
All right. I'll play Interstellar Colony ship, which costs for me 21. It's an Earth tag. It requires 5 science, which I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5 science. For me,
that's
costs
very nice.
Yeah, it's 4 victory points. For me, it costs 21, which I am going to use 4 of my titanium. Get 1 back. That takes me to 20, and I'll use 1 of my mega credits. It's a space event card, so I get 6 mega credits back.
And 3D.
And 3 more heats. It's getting hot in here. Yeah, you definitely like ropey-doped me with the heats. I should have definitely spent some because I'm gonna win thermals by a mile.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you are.
Yeah. Okay. That was my net card there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will. Oh yeah. I think I'm going to summon. This one's probably. I'm just going to go ahead and at least sell a couple of these cards. Some of these cards are useless that I'm just blind on. I got no kind of, especially at this stage in the game. So just to speed, I'm gonna go ahead and sell 1, 2, 3, 4, which you can sell as many as you want in one action. So I'm gonna sell those 4 cards for credits, and then back to you.
All right, I am going to use ants to eat this microbe.
Yep.
And sell these 3 cards.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I have a lot of money. You're out of cards. You stole cards. Yeah.
I'm out of cards.
All right, so I'm gonna play Media Archive, which is an Earth tag. It costs me essentially 5 because of the discount. And then what it does is I get 1 mega credit for every event card that's been played in the game. So we look through our deck and see how many red cards there are in our discard pile.
Got 5 over here for you.
5. 1, 2. And I've got 9, so I get 14 off of that. You got gold cubes over there?
Yeah.
I get
Quite a
4
few.
I get 14, so I'm gonna put 6 back and then take 2 of those gold cubes. Yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
Cool. So because I'm out of event cards, so I'm just trying to play out my hand now. I'll go ahead and play Tropical Resort. I have no need for heat anymore, but it's 2 victory points, so that's 13. There's 10. 1, 2, 3. So I'm just trying to eke out whatever victory points I have in my hand. So what that does is it decreases my heat by 2. Don't need heat anymore. It decreases by 1, 2, 3, which could matter maybe for time break. Comes down to that. I don't think it will.
Yeah.
I will do some standard project greeneries because there's some good spots out there. So I'm gonna
For you.
Yeah, for me. So I'll do a standard project greenery here. There's 23. And but I'll get some money back, which is but I'm gonna do it right here. It's a double.
Nice.
And then I get what is that?
1 plant, 2 money, 4 money, 1 plant, 4 money.
Yeah, you really bummed me out when we took my plants, which is what I wanted to do to you so many times. I want to take your plants so bad. No cards for it. Killing me. All right.
You got 1
just a really
cards
good
for it.
spot. I'm gonna go right here too with another standard project greenery. Basically
yeah.
the same idea, right? Is that it's giving me it's giving me 2 points each time because it's between 2 cities. That one is 2 more plants.
And that bumps you up enough.
Yep. And it gives me 4 credits, I think.
Yep.
So back. And then I have enough there to build another greenery. So I'm gonna do that too. Just cashing in on all this stuff I saved up forever. This is a good spot between 2. It's me 2 mega credits and a plant. Okay. So
Don't forget to claim this green.
the one that's I don't think I'm gonna catch you on landlord, but I was like, I'm gonna build some stuff. There's gonna be greeneries.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the I have a few other cards. So I'm gonna standard project another greenery because I don't really have use of this mega credits. So there's 25, and I get a couple back off that.
but I might build 70. Yeah,
I mean,
triple. Yeah.
yeah.
But I'm gonna build it here first
Okay.
because I want that money first.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, which is 6.
Was there a plant under that as well? I think there's one plant.
Was
as well.
there?
Yeah.
I don't think there. Oh, maybe there is. Oh, there is a little plant, which
Look
might
at that
matter.
little sneaky plant.
I know. So this spot is primo for points, but doesn't give me anything.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm waiting. Like maybe I can generate enough plants to get it for free.
Yeah, before the
basically.
end of the
Because I have a
generation.
3 gen, so I'm already at 5 plants basically.
Yep.
So we'll see.
I mean, are there even? There's only unless you have Noctis City.
Except that one. Oh, there's no more.
There's no
seeds.
more plants.
There's no more plants, but I just absorbed the last one, and that had a lot of points on it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do have farming, which is
there you go.
16. So that's how much it costs. So there's 10, 5, and 1. And when I play that, I don't get any discounts or anything on that. It does increase my mega credit by 2. It gives me 2 plants and 2 plant production. So now I definitely have that greenery coming to me at the end because I have 5 and 4, right?
Yep.
And that was 2 victory points, which is also solid.
That
for
is
me.
really nice.
Let's do breathing filters. Doesn't do anything, but it's 2 victory points. So I've just been stockpiling these point cards, hoping that will make the difference. It's going to be very close.
It's gonna be
I'm
so
pretty
close.
excited to see what the final score
Yeah.
is because I'm throwing out a lot of points now, which was my strategy. I was like, I got to hold out, dig in the deck, and find cards. And I did get some towards the end,
Yeah.
but now it's just like, do I have enough to catch you?
Yeah.
And you were really smart by using it because I would have started spending my heat knowing that you were being low, but you kind of caught me off guard. So because let's see, now cover too many tags. The card I want to get off for sure is Terraforming Mars. So this is like the big money Jovian card, right?
Yeah.
I got this early, luckily. What it does is it costs 33, but for me that's only 6, 7.
7.
We'll say
Yeah.
7. Titanium. I still have so much. And I get a victory point for every Jovian, including this one. So I think I didn't get as many as I wanted, but I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Jovians.
Yeah, and that's a huge leap.
That's
in
a
points.
jump, yeah, from 39 to 45, which closes that gap. You still got me about 11 in there. And let's see what I still have left. Still have a lot of heat, which I can't do anything with. Thanks a lot, Brian.
You're quite
I have
welcome.
1 card in hand. So I'm trying to now just figure out what's the most efficient use of these last remaining mega credits. Like this is a greenery, which is probably good to build.
Yep.
And then I still have that's 10. That's
a 10, at least a second greenery.
Second greenery, and then I still have a little bit left over for this card. So I'm gonna build 2 greeneries, right? That's 2 greeneries in there,
Yep.
I think. Yeah. Don't think that's gonna get me on landlord. I don't think
5 more points though.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, 7 more points.
Yeah, because well, what I'm gonna do is put this right here
Oh, for the 4 money.
for the money. We're gonna get a little
Okay.
bit more money. I mean, I got that 1 greenery on lock, and it gave me a steal if I need that for some reason.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you have 1 greenery left guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly right. So I might as well, and then I put this one here. That's 2 more money. So I can increase my money a little bit more, try to eke out whatever I can, because that actually would have, if I wanted to do another standard project greenery, that gave me enough to do it, but then I'm pretty much ruined.
Yeah.
And then I have this 1 card, and it's like, is it worth it? It's only 1 point. A greenery is also 1. Well, it's 2 points because greeneries are worth a point at the
Yeah.
end, right?
Yep.
So like this card is not really worth it. I'm gonna throw it away to get a thing, and then I'll pay this 23 to do 1 last greenery. Which I'll just save for drama. I'll save now and there. Yeah.
Yeah, which does get you 2 more money as well.
If the tiebreaker comes down, if it comes down to money, because that is a tiebreaker. Whoever has the most, if we have an exact score on terraforming rating, it's whoever has the most money at the end.
Oh, that is
That's
interesting.
the tiebreaker.
Yeah, because I thought you literally only produced plants for the last step. Of
No, you're
production.
actually supposed to produce everything
Okay.
because, like, I think because the production is always the end of the gen.
Yep.
So the in production is important for minor, right? For the metals, which won't matter in this case because I have a ton.
You have a ton. I have none.
For the money, it matters for and then for thermalists too. So
Yeah.
all the production matters. The energy is there are some other boards for this game that give different milestones and awards.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
so there's one that is energy based, like how much it's called industrialist.
It's whoever has the most steel plus energy at the end of the game. So you total up. So that's really variable, and it's kind of cool because you can get your energy production super high, like
Yeah,
you
you
did
can.
earlier. And then you can have a really high energy, but also people can stockpile steel, to kind of
Yes.
try to even it out. So that one's pretty variable as well.
Yeah, the stockpile is a
Yeah.
generation.
So
then,
I don't think you really need to produce metals if you don't want to, because we know that one miner
yes, by a lot.
really just plants if it gives you enough to
Yeah,
build
it
a
gives me
greenery,
exactly enough for one greenery.
which is a really efficient and nice. And then you want to do money in a tiebreaker situation, but I don't know if there's going to be a tie, but might as well do money.
All right.
So I'm at 22 production, which is great. I got
I'm at 21.
22 and 45 is 67.
Let's see. So 21 and 56 is 77. I don't have enough cubes over here.
You know what he needs?
Oh, nope, I found him. Okay. We're good. We're good.
You probably got me edged. They haven't beat on the money. I don't know. This is just from your production.
I
pretty
do
much spent. Yeah, you got it. So you're winning on money for sure. All right. So there is one final plant production round.
Correct.
Right?
Yep. And
goes
this
in-
is Gen 15, so I suppose you would go
Is it
first.
15? Did we make it all the way to 15?
15. Well, so because
Oh.
this is now technically the next generation for the plants, right?
Oh, I don't think so. I think
I think
we're still
Gen
Gen 14, so it goes
Okay.
in play. It goes in the final generation player order, which can matter
Yep.
if the board is really tight, which like in
This
this
is-
case
yeah.
it is. But it makes sense for you to build it there versus
Yep.
over here. Even though you could build it here, that would be silly, right?
Yep.
Give me all those points. But yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, because that
Board
is
could be
literally
full.
this is literally the last placeable
Exactly.
greenery.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. Like it doesn't happen really often. Normally I stalled for so long, and then eventually you were just like, I'm gonna end it.
And then I was able to end it. I don't think I could have ended it by myself a
Right.
generation
I was kind
earlier.
of
Yeah.
trying to play it out, but we'll see.
Okay. So now at this point we do milestones and awards, right?
Yeah.
So you'll get 5 and I'll get 10.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll bump me up to 66.
50.
For awards, landlord.
Ooh, we have to count the cubes. Right.
I have 25.
Okay. Now I think I have 24.
I think you have 20. Oh, you do have 24.
I have 24
You have
to your
24.
25.
Yeah.
Wow, that was very
That is
tight.
very tight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who would have thought I built that many? And so that's huge because if I had built one more greenery, well, you had the first go at it. You probably
Yeah.
would have been forced to build that,
What?
but still would have given you the award. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. So you got 5 points for the
Yep.
landlord.
5 points for
But
landlord.
I
You
got
get 5 points for thermalist for sure,
and 5
and 5 points for
minor. Yeah.
mine, pulling you up to 60.
Yeah. So it's an 11-point game run.
Yep. So now at
Now
this
it's
point,
just
we
all
count
cards.
victory points from cards.
So the nice thing about this game is generally, well, I wouldn't say generally, I would say all the victory point cards. So there are cards that give you victory points, but they're all in the bottom right corner. And the victory points from the blue, green, and red cards count for you. So what you can do is kind of just pick up your whole tableau, right? All the cards that you have in front of you. You can just make them into a big deck and then go through them and just sort out the ones that have victory points and sort out the ones that don't. As long as they're oriented the right
And then
direction.
I just have to be careful about the ones that give me victory points per
Yes, for you.
resource.
Yeah, for me it's way easier.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of those. I had 0 victory point cards, which is kind of crazy. Usually you get at least like 1, like the ones
Yeah.
that generate. And there are cards that are negative victory points as well. Like this one is -2. Oh yeah, I think they can see that. We kind of lost the secondary cam.
Oh
right
well,
there.
no, it's visible. So
Yeah.
that front part is just the controller.
Yep.
Right, and the actual stream is behind it. So
Yeah.
you can see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's my hand circling around here.
Right, gotcha. So there are some that have negatives, so I have to make sure I subtract those negatives as well. So you can get in the hole pretty good for victory points.
Yeah, so because I mean they're all really nice immediate benefits
Yeah.
that cost you victory points. But it's at the cost of victory points. And sometimes there's that trade-off, like you had the one that gave you 2 TR, which is 2 victory
Yeah.
points, but it costs you 2 victory
Right.
points at the end of the game.
Yeah, I was
So-
playing it for the income basically.
Yep.
Yeah, so I had the one event card, the Interstellar Colony ship. That's 4 victory points, really nice. And then the rest of these should all be, yeah.
Okay. I believe I have mine all set up.
I do too. You got to count the tokens too. Usually I start with those because they're kind of not always, but it's a minute.
So these cancel each other out. So we discard those. This. 13, 14. 28.
28.
28.
Nice. So I think that would be the difference. Because I think I only have 30. 10, 5, 7, 9, 10. I got 30 points for my victory point cards.
Putting you at 90. That is
Wow.
a very high scoring game
Yeah.
of Terraforming Mars.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah.
Well played.
Yeah,
friend.
you too. Yeah, it was a nice game. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
exciting.
This was very nice.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I really.
Oh, no,
enjoyed
hold
that
on. We're not
game.
done.
Oh, wait. What?
Because we've
Oh,
done,
we haven't done.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, there is
Oh,
also.
my.
So I think, well, we'll see because I have more cities. So
You
this
do have
might-
more cities.
So what we forgot is you total up your victory points from your current terraforming rating, your cards, but then also there are victory points for all these. So what I don't know how you do this. Do you have a way for doing this? If you like?
I mean, I just do it by player, and then we both watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what I like to do is at first I do greenery. So each greenery is worth a point, and what I normally do is I just pick the token up. 1,
Oh.
2, 3.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Yeah.
Okay.
13. So that picks me
So
up.
that's going to jump you up.
Next
One
one,
of
drama
three.
too. It's supposed to be ahead of you
Yeah.
for a brief moment.
You are ahead. All right. I guess I have to do mine.
Yeah,
for
do
you
yours.
now.
So it's good, close actually.
One,
We got a
two.
lot more greeneries up there.
Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
18. You were at 99. That you had
Yes.
117.
117.
Okay, but I think I'll have better city points. So
You
let's
have
see.
way better city
Yeah.
points.
So the cities are like we discussed before are each adjacent greenery tile. So then the same thing with the
All
city, right?
Well,
So-
let's have me do cities first,
You wanna do
both for
yours?
drama and it's
Oh.
because technically I'm So
Oh,
this is
okay.
gonna be really
Yeah.
interesting, right? So we're gonna see what score you have to beat.
I gotta
Yeah.
catch you. What you're at 117 to 103, so I gotta catch you by 14. That's not gonna
All
happen. I don't
right.
think.
So
but-
this city is worth 4.
Okay, do we just gonna total? You want to do a running total? Or you want me to give you? the
Let's
points?
go and do points, yeah, because otherwise I'm gonna lose track.
Okay, so you
So
want to do
4
the
points
4.
there,
So that'll take you to 21.
4
121,
points here,
125.
1 point here,
That's 126.
and then 5 points here.
Okay, so that takes you 131.
131.
I think. We did
All
that
right. So you need 29?
Yeah.
29 points
I
from
have
cities.
some pretty good
You
cities.
got
So let's
some
see.
really good
So I got
cities.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, right?
Yes.
5. So that takes me to 108. And then another 5 here, right?
Yeah.
Which takes me to 113 from 108.
Yeah.
Right. And then this city here is 3.
Yes.
And that one that was in between. So that was 16, 13 to 16, right?
Yep.
Another 3 here. Takes me
My
to
goodness.
19. It's gonna be close.
This is so close.
I know. Another one here, which is worth 4.
Yep.
So 19 plus 4 is 23. Ooh, it's gonna be so.
Oh my god.
Am I gonna get you
I
now
think you win.
after we shook hands?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
All right, so this is 5 here, right? So that takes me to 28. This one is 6, which will bring me then to surpass you at 134, and then this last city is worth 4, which is 138.
138.
So what
points.
got with those couple cities? If I
Yeah.
didn't swoop in on those couple cities and you get one of those, even,
Yeah.
I think that shifts it because that's that 4 point. That's an 8-point swing, and really it was 131 to 138.
Yeah.
was a 7-point swing. So I mean, like there was a whole bunch of other things that happened. In the
There
game.
were so many things.
Yeah, right.
But it's amazing
Yeah.
how well balanced it
Yeah.
ends up being,
Right.
right? That it kind of, you swing this, like I swung a lot of points with the Thermalists,
Yeah.
you swung a lot of points with the
Yeah.
cities. If I had funded Scientists instead of Thermalists, right, maybe that 5 points comes to me
Right.
instead, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
small decisions that
For
could have
sure.
swung this game, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, and that's the best kind of game to play.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that you had a very strong early game, and it just took a while for you to be like, I should just push.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta be like, I'm just gonna. You have to like, even though you have a great thing going, just like let it like run it out. Because I've been there before too. It's like, oh, but I have all these discounts. I can play all these
Yeah.
cards for free, and it's like so nice. And meanwhile, I didn't have all those great discounts, but it was the Jovian tags, that big,
Yeah, that
Jovian.
big Jovian, yeah.
Yeah, because it's 2 points by itself, plus all those. I think I got whatever we counted, 6 or 8 points or whatever at the end from that one too.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, that would also made a big difference in the outcome of the game. But that's a very tight game, 138 to 131. Because that's you're talking about like a 5% or
Yeah.
something in difference in score. And that's why when you said, "Oh, this is a high scoring game," I was like, "We forgot something." Because if you go this many gens,
Yeah.
normally in a lot of games, like you played really well. Because in a lot of games, if you go to like 12, 13, 14 gens, I expect like 10 points a generation or so. So
Mhm.
I was like, we should be in like in the 130s probably. Like the winner
Yeah.
should be at least maybe higher. Sometimes if you got an AI Central like early in the game,
Oh my goodness.
you could have
yes.
been like the 150s, 160s, and sometimes going that many gens.
with that many extra cards.
I probably
to
would
play,
have
yeah.
just pity ended the game myself. At that point, if you got AI Central, I'd be like, nah, we're just
done.
gonna
Yeah,
do it.
yeah,
We're just gonna
it's
finish
over.
it out.
Yeah.
But man, what a great game. That was fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Beautifully
Brian.
done. Yeah. Your personality went really well on the stream, I think.
Oh, thanks
I
very
really-
much. Yeah.
Oh, somebody's trying to sell me viewers.
Oh,
So, yeah. No,
Yeah.
but thank you. I'm very happy
Yeah.
with my community.
Oh,
so.
good. Yeah. I think you're good, man. You'll be
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And yeah, we'll see how the board gaming goes.
For sure.
It'll be cool to see like what your viewers say too, how they liked it. I think the Terraforming Mars can be long. Too,
It is,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially with corporate era, right?
Yeah.
But I felt like we did a really good job of, right, there were plenty of opportunities to explain new rules, right? So it really works
Yeah.
well as like an introduction to the game if you've
Yeah.
never played before.
Right.
Plus, I feel like we meshed really well on stream.
Yeah.
So I feel like you're definitely getting me invited over for some board game streams in the future.
All right, cool. Yeah, I would love to.
and,
It's fun.
I'll try and poll the viewers and see, hey, like which games you guys really
Yeah.
want to see. I'm also probably going to end up starting a series of like how-to videos.
Yeah, and I think well, I mean, we're still on the stream, I guess, but
Yeah.
I think the one thing to ask your viewers too is like, what would they like better? Would they like to hear would they like to kind of be instructed on the game, which is what we were doing in the beginning?
Yeah.
Like, or do they just want to get a vibe from the game? Because we could have just
That's
played
true.
and given less rule explanation and just been like talking, like told
Yeah.
more stories, bantered more.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, it was a lot of rules.
It was
Which
a
is
lot of rules.
for someone that's like wants to learn this game, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But if they just want to see like, hey, I just want to see what Terraforming is about and hear like what's going on with Brian, then maybe we do less rules
Yeah.
and we just say like, hey, yeah, this is an event card. It's gonna do some stuff. You know
Yeah.
What I mean?
Well, and that's
what I was
why
wondering.
it becomes kind of important to differentiate. Hey, this is going to be a how to play stream
Yeah.
versus this is going to be
Oh
a
yeah, for sure. Different
just a
content
playthrough.
stream. Yeah.
And I think that'll attract different niches of audience.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but anyways,
All right.
everyone, we're going to pack up the game.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for stopping
thank you.
by, and we'll be doing more of this in the future. So please have a great night. I have to go all the way over there to end the stream. Yeah.
All right. Is there an easy way?
Yeah. I just hit this stop
lean over the
streaming
table.
button right